Okay, you'll be away. So we're not far away from the opening bounce as Jaron Geary, an inspired choice for captain, tosses the coin with Trent Cotchin, and the skipper from the Tigers wins the toss, and the Tigers will head towards the city end. Matty Thompson, thanks to Bob Jane teammates. What's the wind doing down there at ground level?
Yeah, it's pretty swirly as it normally is here at the MCG. There's probably a slight advantage to the punt road end, but only very slight.
All right, we'll check in with Matty through the course of the game. Final thoughts as the two teams get in tight huddles, Duck and Roosie.
Yeah, I loved what Josh Caddy said, Duck, about the fact that you don't have to get big numbers for Richmond now. And I reckon that's a sign of a good team. Cotchin, I think, has had an outstanding season. His numbers have probably been down. Everyone's talked about Dustin Martin, Grimes, Asprey, some of the unsung heroes. Ellis has had a fantastic year. So the evenness of that group should get them over the line today.
Yeah, I agree. They don't rely on anyone, do they? And even Riewoldt, you know, he's not kicking as many goals, but I think he's a better player, he's a better leader out there, so he doesn't have to have a big game. I mean, once upon a time you'd say if Riewoldt kicks a bag, Tigers win. Doesn't matter anymore. No reliance on anyone just because of the pressure that they apply.
Well, if it is Nick Riewoldt's final game, it's fitting that he plays it against his cousin. Jack and Nick go to opposing ends of the ground. The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creation range, available in drive-through.
Looks like he's had a fresh haircut for the occasion too, Brownie.
Yeah.
Rui.
Don't be surprised if there was a phone call made from Richmond inquiring about Nick Riewoldt next year that might have been turned down.
Sorry?
Boy.
Yes.
To play.
Oh.
To play.
Oh,
geez, you've lobbed that one out just before the bounce.
From McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy. The final 8 and the final
little hand
setup
grenade right across the bow.
will be decided in 2 hours. The umpire gets it underway at the MCG. Billy Longa's kick. Tap down, shark by the Tigers down towards half forward. Mark dropped down there by Robin. Allowed Dustin Martin to come in. Left hand handball. Picked up. Here go the Tigers through Butler. Left foot missed it. One behind. Fast start Tigers.
Yeah, Martin's starting deep forward too, which is interesting.
Just say that again. Nick Riewoldt.
It might have been a phone call
from Richmond.
Might have been a phone call going around.
Boy, if you had got here when you were meant to get here, we could have talked about that in the preview. Ball is back in the field of play. Bouncing ball, Tigers off to a fast start. Ball gets flicked around. Cotchin rides the bump of his own teammate. Ellis flicks a handball back. Steele gets in the way, goes to Billings, Grimes the spoil, over the head of Webster, here's Dusty, what can he do? Arc around, feed a handball back to Grimes.
Grimes will go with the right foot to the top of the square, fisted away, and it should get to Jack Stephen nicely, picked it up, handball, the Saints should get out of trouble here. Dunstan was so good last week, left foot, high ball, out towards half back, and Savage marks it nicely and moves the ball quickly.
Got it to Bruce, Riewoldt, that's Nick working hard, but Floston is there to shut down the avenue, but Riewoldt goes again. A poor kick, a really stinker off the boot of Bruce. It goes out of bounds. So Vlosten to reload at half back. Tigers lead by a point. 1.5 gone of the opening term. Triple M Red Z lending scoreboard.
Been very good this year, Vlosten. He'll go from half back, right foot ball down towards half forward. Marking contest, none there because nobody touched it and rolled out of bounds. With a throw in half forward for the Tigers. They've done all the attacking so far. One behind the Saints yet to score. Beautiful day here at the MCG. Bit cold. Matty Thompson's down on the boundary. We'll get into him in a little bit. Get some conditions. Jack Stephen from the restart receives the mark. The tap out. Long ball towards half forward. Fisted away. Out of bounds again. We'll have a throw in.
It might not be Nick Riewoldt's last game because the Dockers are surging home. They're only trailing the Bombers by 14 points, and we've still got 15 minutes of game time remaining.
Goodness me, Two-Man. What are you going to call there? Ball is thrown back in. Just a chuckle from Ash means he doesn't really want to call it yet. Too far to go in that one. Saints get it to half forward. Jackie Stephen can't get it. Here go the wave of Tigers. Floston, handball, Cotchin, hunted down from behind. Good tackle by Steele. They get it forward. Grigg inside 50. Riewoldt on the half volley. Couldn't control it.
Ball, jarred free. A lot of players around this one. Big clash of players. And it ends up with Savage. Cool, calm, collected off half back. The kick's really good too. Free kick out there will go to Membry, holding on. So Membry's on centre wing. A lot of players behind him, so he just has to wait for his teammates to move forward, and he goes along low ball towards half forward. Billings is a target, but only a small man Billings, and the Tigers had a couple back. and should release here.
Asprey with a good mark. He's become a really important player in their back six, Ruzi.
Yeah, absolutely. That back six has been very, very good this year. Good combination of talls and smalls that can run the ball out as well.
McIntosh got the kick over the top to Vlosten, chips the ball to Cochin. What's he had?
Cochin, 3 touches.
Off a step, got a man forward, out of half forward flank. Grimes gives it off to Hawley. They've got it at half forward, goes inside 50, sits up, getting back. Robertson did really well. Loose ball, Savage. Butler gets there first, rides a bump, gives a handball off.
And he goes high and long. Hooley to the top of the square. Martin one-on-one, so too Riewoldt. Kick out came from the Saints, but it's not going to clear the line. Here comes Trent Cochin for the first one of the day. But it goes wide and it goes out of bounds on the full. The Tigers have started this game the better. They only lead by a point, but doing all the attacking.
Yeah, they are. They're dominating the game. Just being just a little bit sloppy going inside their forward 50. Just looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen, Geary got absolutely smashed.
How many inside 50 entries, Ash?
4-zip Richmond's way.
Geary, handball, longer, fires it to Billings. Works the northern wing. Heads towards Nick Riewoldt. Asprey with the good spoil. Riewoldt goes again. Paddles it to himself. Here comes Vlosten. Engaged with the St Kilda champ. Ball goes out of bounds next to the Tigers bench. Richmond lead by a point. 4 1/4 played. Opening term. Triple M Red Z leading scoreboard. Let's head around the grounds.
Around the grounds, we've got the Bombers leading the Dockers by 14 points, 13 minutes remaining.
Close one at Etihad. Boundary throw in, centre wing. Jack Steele. Handballs off. Saints move forward through Ross. His left foot ball goes inside forward 50 now. It gets over the back. Hooley's the first one back there. Under pressure, but he was cool. And he was collected to Rance. Running ball through the middle of the ground to Grigg. He'll go back to Hooley on the left foot. He should get it now.
Yeah, linking up beautifully well here, the Tigers. The Saints have got to stop him off half back. Riewoldt spoiled well. Carlisle, left foot Chisler. Tigers have it inside forward 50. And the mark is taken by Townsend. Let's go down quickly to Matty Thompson, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Jaron Geary in the hands of the Saints doctors down here. We'll have an update shortly.
So Townsend to line up for the first goal.
That was great play by Riewoldt. I thought Carlisle spoiled that ball. Riewoldt actually knocked it on to his Richmond teammate, which was fantastic play.
So Jacob Townsend, 5.5 gone. They are peppering the 50. Kick is on its way. And there's the opening goal to Richmond. 5.5 gone, 117 to no score. Tigers lead, Triple M Red Z lending scoreboard. Red Z lending solutions for the self-employed.
Well, got him for his first game last week, Bruce. He kicked 6 goals, 1. So can kick the footy. He's a Leeton boy, so a New South Wales boy. Obviously was on GWS's list. That's a beautiful kick.
Around the grounds, Ash, near map, aerial imagery.
Dockers have nailed another goal, so the margin is only 8 points to the Bombers, and we've still got 12 minutes remaining, 4 goals to zip in this final term.
Bob Jane T-Marts, Matty Thompson.
The doctors have assessed Jaron Geary, his neck and his head. They've taken a close look at, but he's just taking his seat back in the front row. And Alan Richardson is coaching from the bench down here.
Well, young Townsend back in for his first game last week. A lazy half-dozen sausage rolls. He opens the day at the MCG. Here we go again in the middle of the ground. Seb Ross is there, been good so far. Billy Longer tackled as soon as he got that footy. Ball jarred out, doesn't get anywhere. Big pack of players around this one. And a free kick picked out by the umpire. And it's going to go to the meatball Prestia. Moves quickly. Right foot ball inside forward 50. Poor kick though. And the man with a great name, Nate Brown, comes out, marks on his chest.
Just repeat the score, Bombers Freo.
Yeah, Bombers by 8 points over Freo, 11.5 minutes remaining.
So if Essendon were to lose this, Ash, what does it mean?
Yeah, if basically if the Bombers lose and the West Coast Eagles win, they are out of the 8.
And what happens if the Eagles lose? The Saints happen to win here. Ball goes out of bounds on the northern wing. Good tackle, Grimes on Steele.
Saints are in.
Unbelievable. The machinations right down to the final game of the home and away season could determine who misses and who gets in. Throw in northern wing, 7-point lead to the Tigers.
Poor throw in. Billy Longer has to reach for the ball. Stevens had it jarred out of his hands. Here goes Shane Edwards. Low little ball towards half forward. Tigers on the move. Castagna's got a couple of players. He picks out one of them. Good kick to find Sean Grigg. 30 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, just the speed. You love watching Richmond now. Their speed into offence from their defence which sets up. Yeah, they're good to watch because they're really quick to get in offensive mode. They don't hold the ball up for too long. Even that. Get back off the mark nice and quickly. Hit Grigg going forward. Grigg, he could be one of those really underrated players, I reckon. He's had a very, very good career.
and a good season. Good pass by Edwards, sharp work by Castagna. Here comes Grigg. The Tigers are up and about early. They've got 2. They're 13 points in front, and they're on their way to a top 4 berth. Early stages, first quarter. Triple M, Red Z Lending scoreboard.
Yeah, the last time these two sides met, the game was almost over. So it's been a much better start by the Tigers. But I agree, Bruce, it's just their run from their back half, the overlap handball. They're finding a lot of space out there. Right now, St Kilda, have they laid a tackle the Saints? Hasn't
one
been
tackle.
There you go. It's been a pretty open, free-flowing affair, Browning.
I thought you blokes were tough at North Melbourne. I've just seen Wayne Schwass pull his jacket over his knees like a nana here at the front.
Triple M Seba super special comments from Flog Brown in the front row. 13-point lead to the Tigers.
Might pull his thermos out in a minute,
I've got the beanie round the grounds, please, Ash.
Goal to the Bombers, so now leading by 16 points over the Dockers halfway into the final
For
quarter.
McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy from the clearance. It goes Ross, goes low, diving at it was Bruce. Couldn't take the low ball. Weller with the tackle. Tigers Asprey, slick handball through traffic. Now Curvis tries to lay a bump. The ball flicks around, comes away to Gresham, puts a left foot chipping ball inside 50. And Asprey, no, it wasn't. It was a risky little spoil though by the Tigers defenders.
The Saints will get it back. Stephen gets it out. Here's Weller. Handball off. Sinclair works his way through. Left foot looking for Bruce and fisted away by guess who? Alex Rance with the final fist out of bounds of a throw in. Saints deep in attack.
Yeah, another good example of Richmond's game style. How quickly they turn up for their teammates in the defensive actions. 2 or 3 very, very critical tackles there by the Tigers to save an easy scoring shot from St Kilda.
Triple M Seba, super special comments. The King and the Zen Master, Paul Roos, Wayne Carey in the back row. Ball is thrown back in. Saints keep it alive. Handball comes to Kobe Stevens. He's under pressure. Billings drew them in. Gave it out to Dunstan. Kick was smothered. Comes to Weller. Off the side of the boot. Tigers get numbers back there. And it's Oleg Markov taking a relieving mark in the defensive 50.
A quick play up. Moves it on. Not a great kick. Carlisle will be out there. Keeps his feet up against Townsend and then tries to underground handball it through. But hit the feet. And it goes out of bounds on the full. So well done from Carlisle. Moves the ball quickly inside forward 50, and the only man standing there is Dunstan, who marks it easily on his chest, 40 metres out. Well done, Jake Carlisle.
Yeah, he got back quick, didn't he? A lot of players in that situation get back. They take too long to sum it up, and that space would have been gobbled up. He's got the wearing the old 3-quarter sort of sleeve jumper.
Yeah, it's designed.
Carlisle.
It's come in. Robbie Gray started it, the 3-quarter. What do you reckon Dennis would say about that, Duck?
Oh, he wouldn't like it.
Dunstan, at his best game of the year last week, 45 out, left foot on the way and hits the post. So first score to the Saints, they're 1 behind, 12 points behind the Tigers on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
Around the grounds.
It's the Bombers by 16 points over Freo, 8:54 remaining.
Calling it out.
Yes.
That would mean the Bombers will play finals.
Correct.
Remarkable season, given where they've come from. Longer, broadcast half-forward flank. Membry got a handball. Robertson's kick didn't go the distance. Hawley's had a lot of it, Ash.
He has 5 touches.
Goes to Camden McIntosh and bullets the ball into the barrel-chested Prestia.
Prestia, right football, good 1-2. Grigg, they've got the run on here, the Tigers. Wants to move it quickly. Now gets onto his left foot. It's a high ball. Riewoldt one-on-one. Uses the body. Gets over the back. Carlisle used his body well. And it goes out of bounds of a throw-in deep in the attack. Well done by Carlisle then, Duck.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a great kick to Riewoldt. I thought they should have gone to the other options. He led to the pocket. They had the space on the outer side. That's where the ball should have gone.
11 gone. Tigers by 12. Boundary throw-in, deep in attack. City end. Billy Longer did really well in the ruck. Got it down to Sinclair. Hoiks the ball long. Membry, name written all over it. Can't take it. But now the Saints at ground level have got the cavalry. And they'll get it. Holding the ball. I thought he was going to get a free kick. But Alice laid a very good tackle.
Round the grounds, a goal to the Dockers. So the margin is only 10 points to Essendon, 7:50 remaining.
Ball on the northern wing. Membry gives the handball to Ross. What a year he's had, said. He has to drive a high ball. Vlosten will need to be good here with Gresham. He was every bit of that. Loose ball, top of the goal square. Gresham goes after Vlosten. Did he have a little piece of the jumper? Vlosten comes back and nails him with a good tackle.
Wasn't aggressive enough in the marking contest then, Gresham.
Goes out of bounds. We go boundary side. Matty Thompson, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Dustin Martin's just been on and off the ground in a flash. Didn't want to sit down. Stood up pacing around waiting for his chance to go back on after just a minute and a half.
He's had a good year, Vlosten, hasn't he?
Boundary throw in. Saints deep in attack. Umpire picks out a free kick.
St Kilda.
And it's going to go to the Saints. Advantage paid, hit the post. 2 posters for the Saints. Can you believe that? 10-point margin, 11-point margin, 13 plays 2, round the grounds, near map aerial imagery.
Bombers still by 10 points over Fremantle, but 7:40 remaining.
Tigers bring it back in. They can't take it cleanly. Cochin has a go. Now the Saints get it free. That was Sinclair, threw a boot at it. Richmond get it free again. Was that holding the ball? No, Butler has another go. Gives a handball off to Ellis. Flicks a handball out towards Broad. Sloppy work by the Tigers defenders. Bruce can't keep it in. Ball trickles out of bounds and we'll have it tossed in. 35 around from the Saints goal. They attacked the punt road in. They trailed by 11 points.
That was a good decision there, Swatter, because there wasn't a tackle laid. Yes, he hit the ball out of the hands, but he didn't lay a tackle.
Boundary throw in. Longer up against Grigg, so Longer should do the job, but tapped it straight down to Grigg. Touch ball off the hands. Heard the umpire say Jack Steele was just surrounded by Tigers, who now get the ball through Rioli. From Martin back to Rioli. Cochin just settles over it, wants to go to Riewoldt. Brown fisted away. Martin read it beautifully. Gee, the game opens up here. The Tigers on the run. Handballs out to Castagna. He'll cross 50. He'll go to 40. He'll lower the eyes with a couple of bounces. Over the top with the handball. Goal to the Tigers. Townsend gets his second. He's kicked 8 in 2 weeks. Round the ground near map aerial delivery.
Yeah, it looks like a goal to the Bombers, so they're back out to a 16-point lead over Fremantle. 6:56 remaining.
Tell you what, when they play footy like this, the Tigers, you look around this ground, this Tiger Army, Brownie, now you played at this footy club, it is going to go berserk if they can have a good, and that is brilliant footy to watch, isn't it? That ball movement, Dusty Martin, I mean, he's just absolutely brilliant, good vision.
And it was their tackle pressure again here at their own half back line.
That's where it starts.
Yeah, tackles Brownie 12-4. And how many times we've seen that? St Kilda had 4 of the last 5 inside 50, so they started to get back in the game, and then all of a sudden, bang, goes up the other end for a goal against the flow.
17-point lead, Tigers. Matty Thompson.
Jaron Geary down the race with the Saints Doctors off the ground again.
Tigers free kick. We'll come back to Cochin, who's had a lot of it.
5 touches.
Scorer at Etihad.
106-90, Bombers way.
Cochin inside 50. Tigers attack again. Loose ball, fall of the ball. Billy Longer, or as Brownlee likes to say, Longer. Couldn't get the ball down at ground level. Now he does. Gives a handball off to Billings. He's under real heat. Nunes comes in. Can't find the pill. Now bouncing ball comes to Steele. Look at them retreat. The swarming Richmond pressure's outstanding.
It is, but they've been able to get this one to Savage at half back, who's kicked towards centre wing, is fisted away, and will have a throw in. Out of side, MCG. Tigers by 17. Grimes, very good season this year. Spoiling that ball out of bounds. Anything happening at Etihad, Ash?
Minus score to the Bombers, so I think they're out to a 17-point lead, 6:20 remaining.
Dustin Martin crashes his way through from the restart. Fernand Curvis, who just inched the ball forward to half forward. In the way was Webster. Handball off to Savage. Right foot snapper across the body. Well done by Longer. I'll call him whatever I like. Longer, stronger, Donga. Now the Saints go forward. Dunstan has to retreat and go backwards again to Webster, to Stevens. They go all the way back to the back 50, and Savage, short ball, finds Nunes on centre wing.
Yeah, really good pressure by the Tigers. Nunes, handball over the top, got a man free. Billings hugs the boundary line. Pressure, real pressure. It's good from Richmond, Rusi.
Yeah, they're good. They're really well organised. Brownie touched on it before. Their back line, just watching the way they move, they really help each other out, support each other.
Cochin, busy, heads long towards the outer wing, off the hands of Longer and Nankervis, and we'll have it tossed in on the southern wing.
Well, you look at St Kilda's kicking efficiency. Now, it's way down, but I would say it's been forced. It's been Richmond's pressure that has forced St Kilda into wasting the footy.
Boundary throw in, great southern stand, centre wing. Dunstan being good early, hit the post twice, handball. Now down towards half forward, the kick goes and Rand stands in the way, takes a very good contested mark. Couple of handballs, finishes it Hooley into the middle of the ground. Here go the Tigers again.
Bouncing ball. And they'll charge away. Oleg Markov drives the ball inside 50. Riewoldt Carlisle. No, it wasn't. It was Townsend Carlisle. Carlisle took the mark. A risky ball. Switches play. Steele gets a fortunate bounce. Feeds the handball. Goes to Savage. They're under real pressure here. The Saints are not coping particularly well. Savage has a run.
Had a heap of the footy. What are his numbers, Ash?
7 touches.
Half forward, Bruce. Good mark. Contested style. He's about 80 from home. Looks up. Riewoldt one-on-one. Does he go there? He does. Riewoldt, Asprey. Well done, Riewoldt, but he dropped the mark. Loud Asprey back in. Handball, loose ball. Rance is the first one on it. Bowling mark off. Well done by the Tigers, and they'll retreat again.
They've got to start plugging the run off half back, the Saints here. Roosie comes out too quickly for the Tigers.
Absolutely. No tackling inside the forward 50. Great rebound from the Tigers.
Here's a chance now. Their pressure was good, but now Grimes just reads in, gets in the way of Loston, feeds a handball out towards Dusty Martin. Got past 1, 2, just got rid of them all, Duck.
Here goes Hawley, the recipient of Martin's good work. Short ball. Here comes the Hillbilly McIntosh. Wants to move it quickly. Can't. Has to go back over the mark.
I think Martin looked for that contact then, Ducky. I think he ran into that guy just to forearm him.
McIntosh just lays one towards the boundary inside 50. Off hands. Butler. Socket clear of him. Dunstan's been good. Here comes Billy. Longer. And he handballs it back to Brown. Another one back to Roberton. Been a bit shaky in the back end. The Saints. Ball. Not a great one, but Jack Steele, the man of, makes it good.
Matty Thompson, Bob Jane T-Marts.
The Saints are man down. Jaron Geary down the race with the doctor. A heavy collision with Jack Riewoldt, we understand. So he is in the rooms being assessed for concussion.
Kick when Billings was good. Got Membry. Feeds the handball out wide to Ross. He puts the ball inside 50. Weller works hard. Diving attempt.
Got to hit them.
It was just out of his reach. Ball goes out of bounds and will have it tossed in deep inside the Saints forward 50. 3-1-19 to 2 behind.
Very good player, but that's the area he needs to work on.
No doubt.
Thanks, Doug.
Oh, Brownie just doing some comments and specials at the same time. Doug, you can just put your kettle on and just have a break, mate.
Okay.
Tigers by 17. Dark clouds out there for Matty Thompson. Bob Jane T-Mart's going to get very cold down there in a minute. Nankervis back to Hawley. Clears the ball, but it's going to come back with interest. Akers marks it. 55 from home. Crowded forward. 50 for the Saints. So Akers just wants to set this one up. Tigers everywhere surrounding this. Bruce jumps over the back. Couldn't mark it. Ball wrapped up. Not going anywhere. Ball up 20 metres. How's that weather down there, Bob Jane T-Marts?
Those clouds are very, very dark, Brownie.
Chicken Clubhouse is back now at Macca's Gourmet Creation Range. Available in drive-through for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy.
Oh, boy.
That's what I said, Matty.
17-point lead. And the ball is thrown up inside the Saints forward 50. Dunstan got boot to ball. Vlosten gets back there. Good work, though, on that occasion by Asprey. Just engaged Bruce to allow the fall of the ball into the waiting arms of Vlosten. Goes very short. Barely the 15. Asprey, let's head around the grounds.
Bombers by 16 points over Freo, 2:36 remaining.
Long ball. Out of the defensive 50 for the Tigers. Very nice work by Lambert. Blind turn was good. Nankervis got it towards Hooley in the middle of the ground. Riewoldt the bootlaces. Look at them go. They're like lemmings running back towards the forward 50. They've got the pace here through Edwards. Turns around. Right foot, no. Handballs it back. Grigg, left foot. Does he drill the goal? No.
Great kick by Jack Riewoldt over the top.
Yep.
Those small forwards, Duck, streaming back in. The pace of Richmond is really worrying the Saints. Terrific kick over the top and just a little miss to the left by Grigg.
Yep, they're on foreign territory, the Saints, Roosie, but it is familiar territory for the Tigers. Really playing the ground wide and fast.
Yeah, that's right. And St Kilda want it played in close, and they do well when they do that. But if you can spread it on the Saints, they do have trouble defending the width of the ground.
So not a good kick, but it's marked just inside the field of play by Akers. And he's got it defensive side of the northern wing, 3-2 to 2 behind. Very, very heavy cloud cover floating over the G now. Ball towards Riewoldt. That's
yes.
Nick, what a wonderful mark.
It was, but he looks up and he's got nobody to go to, so has to wait. He's at half back in short ball. Stevens just comes off the bench, receives. He's got Jack Stephen now forward of him. Drops the ball, puts himself under pressure. Cochin come in, forces it out of bounds. Poor play by Jack Stephen. Will have a boundary throw in.
And the reason why Riewoldt can't go quick there, Brandy, is because Richmond are so well organised behind the ball.
Yeah.
They've got a player, Riewoldt turns around, looks up, and the Richmond player's the deepest player, so he can't launch it in long.
22 and a quarter gone. Tigers by 18 points. Red Dead lending scoreboard. Free kick go the Saints' way. Akers has got it. Got a bit of it too, Ash.
He has 5 touches.
Not a good kick. Goes towards his teammate at half forward, Billings. Floston got in the way. Cheeky handball from Prestier. Got a handball over to Grigg. Bouncing ball. Tigers have got one man. It's Castagna. He did well, but Akers is clobbered in a Castagna and Grigg man hug. Good tackle, throw up half-forward broadcast side.
Yeah, 18 to 10 tackles at the moment, so Tigers have definitely come to play this game.
It's a finals brand of footy from the Tigers.
Matty Thompson, Bob Jane teammates. I'm seeing a lot of people move backwards.
Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere, Brownie. I'm in position, but it is starting to bucket.
It is teaming down here at the MCG. Going forward, the Saints. Blocked off by Blustone, and he leashes one towards centre wing. First man back there was Brown. Has to retreat towards Seb Ross, going all the way back. His short ball will find Riewoldt just inside the boundary line. He's still at half back.
Just putting enormous pressure on the ball carrier at the moment, the Tigers, and doing a great job. Riewoldt, Nick, down the line. Cochin went early. Free kick. And we'll go the Saints' way to Akers again.
Yeah, disposal number 6.
Hope you got your poncho on, Matty. It is bucketing down now.
How many of those have been effective, though, Ash?
Yeah, Bosch Tools stats, 50%, Browning.
So Jackie Stephen pumps the ball inside 50. Billings engaged with Ellis. Saints get it free. Here's a chance for Gresham. Their opening goal is in the book. He made the umpire scurry across to the right-hand side, but he got it. And at the 24-minute mark, the Saints finally get their first goal. 1-2-8. Trailing the Tigers 3-2-20. Triple M Red Z Lending Scoreboard. Red Z Lending Solutions for the self-employed.
Yeah, they've settled a bit, the Saints. That's their first score. It looks like it's going to be hard work for the Saints to score. Obviously, the weather's turned now too, so it's probably going to be both for both teams. But certainly at this stage, the Tigers look a little bit more organised, Duck, and they've got a bit more system to what they're doing.
Geez, Dunstan and Ross have had good starts. Dunstan 11 disposals, Ross 10 in this first quarter, so winning plenty of the footy.
Near map aerial imagery, Ash.
Yeah, Bombers are home. It's full-time, Brownie. So Essendon defeating the Dockers by 15 points. They'll play finals for the first time since 2014.
Well, the Saints get their first 12-point margin. Back in the middle, stack of players around this one, and the umpire balls it up again.
Yeah, there's no shortage of blokes getting the footy, Duck, is there? Hawley 9, Boston 7, Cochin 7, Martin 7,
Umpire
Preston 7.
Elevates it quickly. Rain coming down here at the MCG. Going to be slippery. Savage just found out how slippery, couldn't take it. Billy Longer got it in the middle of the ground. Right foot hacking ball to half forward. Goes through a couple of players, and Blustone was like a quarterback. Now finds some space. Now Curvis just couldn't judge it. Got over the back of him, but he was good enough to get the left foot ball inside forward 50. Riewoldt ground level. Wanted to get back, couldn't. Ball at ground level now. Saints get back with numbers. They need to clean this one up. Webster just slams on the boot really quickly, and standing in the way is McIntosh, 45 metres out from goal. Poor play by Webster.
And you'd think the weather would possibly suit the Tigers with their small forwards. They've only got the one tall down there, Ducky and Riewoldt. Yep. So the ball does tend to...
McIntosh short ball finds Martin at the top of 50.
Yeah, he's got the distance, hasn't he? He'll have to kick it 55, 60 metres.
Ruzi, just on the weather, they played GWS here about 4 weeks ago and it rained all day, and they were superior that day. So back with Martin, 55 out, unloads one. That is a beautiful kick of the Sharon. And that's the Tigers' fourth, Dustin Martin's first of the day. 4-2-26 Richmond. St Kilda 1-2-8, Triple M, Red Z Lending Scoreboard.
Covered the distance with ease, didn't he? And only off a few steps. He's got a beautiful kicking action. Just talking about pressure acts, Richmond 82 to St Kilda 59. I know we keep talking about it, but it's what their game is built on.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's had a terrific start, Dustin Martin. 8 disposals, a goal already in the quarter, so there's no doubt the Tigers have settled better. And as you said, Duck, the sustainable game, if you're prepared to put pressure, get numbers around the ball, you don't have to play smooth footy all the time, but it gives yourself a chance to score and stop the opposition.
That's why they'll get the 3 voters. Him and Dangerfield, they hit the scoreboard. The umpires remember that. Look at this.
And here he goes again from the middle for McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy, puts the ball inside 50 again. Carlisle almost the mark. Saints under real heat. Riewoldt, that's Jack. Couldn't control it. Brown could. Got a handball away to a teammate, but the Tigers may reload. Guess who? Martin again in everything. Can't break the fence. Scrubs the kick. Got it to his teammate Ellis.
Ellis back to Martin, but now it's been turned over by the Saints. Sinclair running and carrying, doesn't know where to go, and he tried to razzle-dazzle out there, but he couldn't quite get the dazzle part of it right. He was forced over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in on centre wing. Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. Spoiled that with Brid Brand Fragrances at Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrances this Father's Day, Duck.
Dustin Martin had 9 goals last year, only 9. He's had 31 this season.
It is tumbling down here now at the Triple MCG. Dunstan, handball, Weller fired it out to Ross. Later handball off to Savage. Heavy rain. Matty Thompson, come in.
Hey, I can tell you that some of the other boundary riders are bailing from the other networks, but we're still in position as it tumbles down with great velocity.
It is cats and dogs. Tigers and Saints. Ball goes out of bounds. Grimes has been good. We'll get it thrown back in. Heavy rainy. Just
velocity, the right word?
Yeah, because it comes down at speed. Critical mass. Just repeat the score at Etihad Stadium. Bombers to play finals. First time since when?
2014. 16-11, 107. They defeated the Dockers by 15 points, 14-8, 92.
Boundary throw in half forward for the Saints. Free kick paid to them. Move the ball on quickly. Savage, right foot, inside forward 50. First one there was Hooley, double fister. Lands with the Tigers. Handball back to Cochin. Working in a phone booth out there. They've done well here to Martin at half back. It's like a cake of soap at the moment, but that ball is nice because it lands with a lap of Rance. He's got a couple of players forward. One of those is Lambert. He'll go back to Rance. Just working hard here, the Tigers. Now back to Lambert. And a short ball finds Shane Edwards.
Got complete confidence in teammate and game plan. The Tigers ball goes inside 50, almost a mark. It bobbles away from Riewoldt. That was Jack. They attack the city end. Umpire will come in and throw it up. 45 out from Richmond's goal. They lead 4-2-26 to 1-2-8. Almost 29 minutes gone of this opening term. 14 seconds to play.
Probably the Tigers' only side that can kick a goal here. 14 seconds. Longer taps it down. Edwards was in there, so too Cochin. Riewoldt, if anyone can, he can. Inside out, barrel to the top of the square. Everyone falls over. Only man to keep his feet was Carlisle out there. Sinclair got there as well. Handball. And that is quarter time to MCG. The Tigers dominated the first quarter. They lead by 18 points. 4-2-26 to St Kilda. 1-2-8 for McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footy.
Crazy day weather-wise. Now the blue skies appear after a torrential downpour for a couple of minutes, and we expect the sun to come out again. It's an 18-point lead to the Tigers at quarter time. 4-2-26 to St Kilda. 1-2-8. Let's go downstairs. Update on Jaron Geary, Matty Thompson, Bob Jane T-Mark.
Yeah, this is a big story for St Kilda, Schwatter. Jaron Geary putting the tracksuit on and taking his seat at the back of the bench. So all we can presume from that is that he's failed a concussion test and won't be back for the remainder of the day after that collision with Jack Riewoldt a little earlier. The conditions down here, well, blue skies. You wouldn't believe 5 minutes ago it was bucketing down, and now it's balmy.
All right, good work, Matty. Bob Jane T-Mark's the tyre and wheel specialist. 18-point lead, Two-Man. Just a couple of stats in this game, but then give us the ladder as it stands right now, but also the possible permutations with West Coast hosting Adelaide.
Sure, Martin, number one ranked player, 12 disposals, one major. The tackle count, Tigers 22-13, forcing the Saints going at 47% by foot. But if we look at the ladder, look, pretty much the only change that will happen at this stage is Melbourne or West Coast making up the 8. Basically, Demons currently sitting 8th at the moment, but if the Eagles were to defeat the Crows by 25 points, it means West Coast will slot into 8th position on the ladder. So that would mean Sydney v Essendon in the first elimination final, 6th versus 7th, followed by Port Adelaide taking on either Melbourne or West Coast in the other elimination final. Then we've got Adelaide taking on the Giants 1v4 and Geelong v Richmond 2v3.
All right, Duck and Roosie, thoughts on a pretty entertaining and impressive opening term by the Tigers?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're coming along with Richmond supporter, you'd never seen them play today. This is the way they've played all year. Just really hard around the contest, tackling fiercely, speed forward of centre, and speed out of defence, Duck.
Yeah, pressure, and you summed it up beautifully.
All right, second term about to get underway. Tigers to the punt road end. He's the former Tiger himself for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks Footy.
In the middle, Cotton will get the first one to the dashing Martin off half back. Started at half back, Martin ball. Wasn't a great one. St Kilda will get the ball now back at half back, but slippery pill just found it way outside the pack. Molig Markov was the first one in there. Dustin Martin slippers a boot in off the ground. Riewoldt comes up at a full chest and just tried to paddle it back. It wasn't great. Savage will be your man to get it backwards to Webster under pressure. All sorts of pressure here. Well done, Tigers. And I tell you what, Duck, are they under pressure?
They are. You know what the Tigers have the ability to do? Take ground off you just by the pressure that they apply. St Kilda going backwards. They haven't even got the ball in their hands and they're gaining meterage.
Triple M C-Bus super special comments. Wayne Carey, Paul Roos in the back row. Been a great combination all year. And a good tackle again by the Tigers. They get it free. Martin gives a handball off to Titch Edwards round the corner. The snap-on goal through for a behind. The opening score of this second term, 4-3-27. 1-2-8 minute play. Third quarter, Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
That's what that speed does, Duck. It forces you backwards, doesn't it? Because you're under pressure from the moment you pick the ball up.
Bit of Freddie Mercury type pressure out there, Ruzi.
A lot of Freddie Mercury.
Ball back into play. Martin, don't argue. Right foot, high ball. Get under that one. The wind swings it. Nobody can get it. Bounce first on the Grigg. Left foot along the ground. Grigg's kicked another one. 2 for Grigg. He just ran it best. 5-3-33 the Tigers. 1-2-8 the Saints. 1 minute gone. Second term. Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
Once again, Dusty Martin, just to defend off. Has there been a player that does it more consistently than him in the game? It's
No.
Quite remarkable. The players cannot tackle him. He's just unbelievably good at the fend off.
Just with the Saints, they're plus 13 in disposals. We talked about meterage. Richmond are plus 340 metres in terms of net metres gained by disposal.
And Dusty Martin, once again, Brownie, starting at half-back.
On his own.
Essendon play finals for the first time since 2004 after beating Freo
By 15 points, Swatter.
The McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. Stephen got a boot to ball, but Presti is there. Free kick going Richmond's way.
Dusty will get this, maybe.
Handball. Tigers through the corridor. Riewoldt, a low ball at his feet. Grigg, slick handball to no one there. Edwards, just a slight hesitation. Tigers keep it alive. Jack Riewoldt got a boot on it. Jackie Stevens finds a bit of room, under a bit of heat, puts a bouncing ball out into the path of Billings.
Billings at half-back, got a bit of time to think, settle over the footy, left foot ball, and he finds Ross. Numbers for Ross?
12 touches.
Moves the ball quickly. Grigg goes towards him. He unleashes a left foot, the half forward. Bruised up and down. Could get it, but it got over the back to Membry. Here go the Saints. Handball forward. And they've buggered it up. Have to go back now and get it Sinclair. Membry went back in, but Tigers with the cavalry. It comes. The ball's on the ground. It's slippery. And the chance was lost. There's a big tackle is laid. Ball still on the bottom of this pack. Quick slipper out of there from the Tigers. Gets the sort of half-back region. Shane Edwards couldn't take it with him now. Grigg with a left footer.
Having some sort of game, he's Sean Grigg Ash.
He is 9 touches.
Bouncing ball towards Riewoldt with Nate Brown. Riewoldt, that's Jack. Kept it alive, did beautifully. Got a handle over to Prestia. Gets to 50. Wants to centre the ball. Butler's the man over the top. Good work by Savage. Loose ball. Tigers are there. And in numbers. Handball can come back. No Townsend. Bouncing ball around to Dusty Martin. 30 out from goal. The fend off. Now the snap. Oh, he's taken the P.
He did, and he got it in the pocket to Prestia. Time for Prestia to settle with a right foot ball, and it rolls through. Dion Prestia received from Martin. Tigers irrepressible at the moment. 31 points ahead of St Kilda. 6-3-39, 1-2-8. Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
Jeez, Dusty Martin. I know he's had a fantastic year. Is it possible to take it to another level again, Duck? Because he's putting on an absolute clinic out there today. And if you want to beat Richmond, you can't lose centre clearances 6-1 because the ball's going to live in their half. They've got the small crumbing forwards, as we're seeing, and they can kick goals. So the game style, once again, Duck is stacking up.
Yeah, and they're not putting any time whatsoever into Dusty Martin, Brownie. He started off half back and he just drifts forward and does pretty much what he wants.
Yep. It's got a waft about it. 31 points. They need to find something quickly here, Ruzi, the Saints.
Yeah, they
For this
absolutely
man,
do.
Nick Riewoldt takes a tumbling mark down low.
What a rolling with a one-man comedy act.
Yep, that's what we do on a Sunday, Brownie. You should think yourself lucky we voted you up to a Sunday spot. We can quickly put you back to a Saturday night. Riewoldt from outside 50, sets it up. Markov. Oh, two Saints just watch Markov take the mark in his defensive 50.
Quick handball of Loston. Releases off half-back with the left foot. A little bit of space for Townsend if it gets over the back. The bounce was good to Edwards, and Townsend will get it eventually. The ball, though, went past him and allowed the Saints back in, and the ball will go over the boundary line on the full. Umpires picked out a free kick. Let's get down to the boundary. Bob Jane too much. Matty Thompson.
Jack Graham just getting a little bit of treatment for a knock to the shin. I don't think he's been too bad away, though.
Hope that voice holds out for the game, Matty.
Yeah,
Townsend's got it. We're seeing vision of Jaron Geary with the tracksuit top on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Good mark by Billy Longer. Earned to mark it and earned to keep it. And he did well too with pressure from Jack Riewoldt from behind.
Nothing lateral, so he'll have to go back down the line longer. Long ball. Membry's there. Akers too, but standing in the way is Dan Curvis. Grimes did really well to keep Membry away from that one. Been one of the finds of the season. Umpire's going to take him back over the mark, requesting 50, not paid.
There's no one on the mark. I don't know why he made him do that.
So big down curve, a short ball, right in front of the bench, just inside the boundary, finds Alice. Slow ball here. He's got Asprey lateral. Elects not to go there. Now he goes long with the right foot ball. It'll go just inside 50. Riewoldt works his way to the front. Nate Brown takes a good mark. Umpire said play on. Robin's going to be run down by Rioli. That's holding the ball.
Oh!
No, he had an attorney to get rid of it.
He's got a problem
Seb
too.
Ross, though, turns it over.
He's got a problem.
He does. Rioli's hurt himself. Short ball inside forward 50. And it finds Townsend, who's going to go back for his third goal of the day.
How is that not holding the ball, Rusi?
Well, I need to watch the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay as we are right now. Robin in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps.
He's caught one in the ribs.
Maybe let him go. He didn't see. He actually let him go in the tackle. So
He's just badly winded, I think.
yeah.
What a find this man has been over the last couple of weeks. 6 last week, 2 today so far, going for number 3, and the Tigers 7th. To make the margin 37 points, Townsend, beautiful kick of the footy. Another one for the Tigers. Townsend's 3rd, their 7th, 7-3-45. 128 Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard. Here's the Duck and Rusi on Triple M footy.
Tell you what, he's a beautiful kick of the ball, isn't he? He must be thinking, this AFL cape is pretty easy, Rusi.
I can't
6 goals
believe.
last week.
It's extraordinary,
6 goals
isn't it?
last week, 3 already today.
Where have they been hiding him?
Yeah, he's a New South Welshman, so always going to be a good kick.
He wouldn't have been in their plans. Obviously, a game last week late in the season, just to see how he'd go. He's had a lot of injuries, but he's knocking the door. He has to play next week.
Matty Thompson, Bob JT Marts.
Yeah, Daniel Rioli's just come to the bench in the hands of the doctor. He did jog a little bit as he came off the ground. Looks like it's his right rib cage that's copped the brunt of the impact, but he looks okay. Who knows? He might be back in a few minutes.
Well, thanks to Bob JT Marts. Saints are on the canvas. Tigers looking to redeem themselves from a disappointing performance last time. They got smacked by the Saints and lock up a top 3 spot in a big game against the Cats. High ball inside 50. Tigers punt road end. Robertson couldn't take the mark. He'll get chased from behind. Got the kick away. Left foot Chisler. Good ball by Broad. Rides the bump. Kills the contest out of bounds. Throw in. Here's the 2-man.
Just with Jacob Townsend. So prior to last week, he'd only kicked 4 goals from 32 career games. Last 2 matches, including this one, 9 goals won.
So boundary throw in, out of side, Tigers by 37. 8 minutes gone into the second term, hunting their way towards a top 4 berth. Prestia, off hands, go forward again, right foot ball, Riewoldt leads out and marks it. So he'll go from 40 on a 45-degree angle.
And they had a loose back there too, St Kilda. They didn't get organised very well at all. The loose player should have been standing in front of Riewoldt. Instead, they both got caught behind. Brown and Riewoldt marks it. Brown looks around at his teammate to say, well, where were you? Where's the help?
He's kicked 34-25 this year from set shots. Riewoldt yet to kick a goal today. Played second fiddle to Townsend. He's kicked 3 on the back of 6 last week. Riewoldt from 40. And he's normally a good kick. Makes no mistake of that one. The Tigers are on fire at the MCG. 8-3-51. St Kilda a 128 Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard. Police checks fast and 100% online.
What did you say?
You can see Nick Riewoldt, Rusi, running down there and encouraging the defenders. He's trying to get his team going. The Saints, well, they just don't know what to do at the moment. Just this swarming pressure that we've spoken about so often already today. They're just irresistible, aren't they? They're not allowing St Kilda to get that ball outside of their defensive part of the ground.
Yeah, 29 tackles to 16, so you're absolutely right. The pressure's been... What's the turnaround? What was the half-time score in the last game? This is an amazing turnaround.
The Saints led by, 82 points.
82
half-time.
points.
Yep. And they have played irresistible footy. Jack Riewoldt come off a little bit of blood on the left knee. 51-8. That is Richmond's way, and it's shaping up to be an unbelievable qualifying final. Geelong got the Giants last night at home by 44, and right now it's Richmond having the Saints by 43 as Jack Riewoldt makes his way towards you, Matty Thompson.
Just a little bit of blood. They'll get that cleaned up pretty quickly. Jack Graham also testing out his right leg, the lower part of his leg, his shin most likely, having trouble putting pressure on that, but he's been patched up and he's hoping to come back on the ground.
So just stay with us. Repeat the news for those just joining the broadcast. Jaron Geary out of the game. Why?
Yeah, out of the game after a heavy collision with Jack Riewoldt, and Daniel Rioli right now walking along the boundary line as well. That would be a big story if he was in any serious doubt, but I think he's pretty keen to come back on.
For McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy, 43-point lead. Ball bounces into the bonds of Nick Riewoldt. Tackled by Broad. Saints flick it around. Lambert gets in the way. Bangs it out towards Edwards on the southern wing. Good mark by Titch.
Terrific mark by Edwards. Read it beautifully. Wants to move the ball quickly by hand. Does to Mutt. Had to pick it up from the bootlaces. Right foot inside forward 50. Getting back was Weller. Intercepted nicely. Now he's got some issues because he's going to be tackled and run down. And he can only give it up to Townsend. Right foot across the body. Top of the square. Griggs the man there, but Longer come in with a big fist over the point line. And a behind to the Tigers, 8-4-52. St Kilda 1-2-8.
And when your ruckman is also applying pressure like
Absolutely.
that, then Curvis
Says
brilliant.
a lot about mindset and intent. The Tigers, Akers heads down the line towards Membry with Grimes. Grimes did enough to get in the way. And now he keeps the ball alive. Membry holds it in there. What will the umpire do? He'll throw it up on the northern wing. A dominant Richmond half. Only played 12 minutes of the second term. They've kicked 4 goals to zip after kicking 4 goals to 1. And it's an 8-4-52 to 1-2-8 ball game. Richmond's way. Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
Kicked the last 5, the Tigers. Halfback, Markov to Martin, running him a merry dance. That's a beautiful kick into the middle. There's not many players that can do that. Find Ellis from 50 metres in the middle of the ground. He's going to be run down quickly off to Basher Hawley. Sarah the MCG. Handball back to Ellis. Side steps. He'll handball this one again. Ball going inside forward 50 is a good one. Fisted away. Saints with an opportunity now. Big tackle laid. Tigers pressure in the forward end is really good. And the umpire will come in and call for a ball up 40 metres out from the Tigers goal.
What do you do, Rusi, if you're Alan Richardson?
Well, you got to move the ball around the field by foot. You got to use the width of the ground because they're going straight up and down. And at the moment, the Tigers are getting too many numbers to every single contest.
Margin 44 points. Tigers hunting a big win. 2 weeks out from the finals. They win this, they slide into third spot, they'll take on the Cats in 2 weeks. Seb Ross's kick is touched, you heard it, umpires mic'd up exclusively for Triple M footy. Bouncing ball, Broad's been another good acquisition to the Tigers defence. Squares the ball to Ellis, what's he had for Bosch Tools?
Bosch Tools stats, 10 disposals.
What about
coming
this
up.
man? Martin's had how many?
19 leading ball winner on the ground.
Bosch Power Tools, good better Bosch.
Lateral ball goes wide. Asprey could have been a Brisbane Lion this year. Tigers kept him around and playing some really good footy at halfback. So just hold this one up. Slow ball. Now he goes long, centre wing. Nankervis goes back with the flight. Off hands. Akers was the first one back there. He was tackled as soon as he got it. What are the tackle numbers, Ash?
34-21 Richmond's way.
Sinclair backwards. Savage under pressure. Enormous pressure. Nankervis off the side of the boot. Found Rance. Lambert, high ball inside forward 50, coming out and taking the mark was the new man in Graham, 1 by 2, and he'll go from 30 out directly in front.
Well, what St Kilda have to do, they have to match Richmond in their intensity. Right now, they're not able to do that. And when the Saints have played their best footy this year, Swatter, that's their strength as well. They can be very good at that, but right now, Tigers just all over them.
So Jack Graham, second game. Kicked the goal on his first one. Right foot, 30 out, directly in front. Pretty happy with it, the young fella. And the Tigers have 9, halfway through the second term. 9-4-58, St Kilda 1-2-8. That's a 50-point margin.
Yeah, there's still just a bit too big a distance between their best and the worst of Saints Duck, isn't there? We've seen certainly Richmond's consistency over the years been unbelievable. I think St Kilda are still developing under Richo, there's no doubt about that. But I think there's a long way to go in this game, so we've seen plenty of turnarounds. But I think the difference between their best and their worst is still too great. And that's probably the biggest concern for Richo as we finish this season.
130-point swing, is it not, from half-time between these two teams and now, Ash?
So 82 plus 50, 132.
Yep. Unbelievable. 9-4 to 1-2. A dominant, irresistible performance by the Tigers. As they head towards finals. Look at the numbers. They're everywhere. And they're all in Richmond jumpers. Rance takes the mark, gives the handball out wide to Asprey, goes to Camden McIntosh. The confidence and belief in the Richmond back six is outstanding.
This man's been good too. The big ruckman Nankervis, short ball into the middle, not a good one. Saints will pick it off, get the footy. Can they get a goal out of this one? Steele, handballs wide. Dunstan was good in the first term, left foot ball's a good one. And taking the mark in the pocket is Billings, 45 metres out.
Yes, I'm not sure big Nankervis should be trying the spot-up kick through the corridor. Probably out of his repertoire.
I don't think he's got that club in the bag, Doug.
No.
Inside 50 numbers this quarter, Ash.
Well weighted in favour of the Tigers, Brownie, 12-5.
So Billings to kick the Saints second. Gresham got one deep into the first term. Left foot, 45 metres out, right across the face. That's out of bounds. No, through for one behind. Just squeezed in. Saints are 1-3-9. Richmond 9-4-58. 16 gone, second term.
Yeah, he struggled with his set shots this year, Brownie. That's 10 goals, 15 now.
Bombers
by 15 points over the Dockers in the 8th.
Finals bound. Ellis to himself, heads towards the outer half-back flank. Just falls into the waiting arms of Dusty Martin.
20 touches.
Unbelievable. And we've still got about 10 minutes to play, 8.5 in fact, and he's had a moxie. He's had plenty of it. Bouncing ball on the southern wing. Akers got a handball to Dunstan, wants to give it back to Akers. Hard work for the Saints, get it free. Gresham, half forward, gets away from Nankervis, but the chase was good. The kick was better. They finally get their first goal of the second term. Gresham's kicked their only 2 goals of the game. 2-3-15, 9-4-58. Tigers lead, Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
And it came off the back of Dusty Martin, took a really good mark and then maybe just a little bit too cute, tried to give off a quick handball and the Saints were able to respond.
Yeah, that's been their strength, getting the ball on quick, Duck, isn't it? But there's a time and a place, and Dusty, a rare mistake, took a good mark, tried to get the ball going forward, which has worked for him so far. That's why they're so far up front, so you can't really blame him. But just the execution there, and then St Kilda catches them on the rebound. Pretty good finish there by Jake Gresham.
So the Saints' second goal. Long way apart, though, the 2 goals. Richmond have banged on 9 in this first half, and we're back in the middle. McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. Saints go forward again, but only as far as Asprey, who read it well. Handball to Rance at half-back. Right football smothered off the boot. It'll go out of bounds. Good pressure from the Saints. They'll have a throw in at half-forward for the Saints. 58 plays, 15. So do you reckon the final will be played here, Richmond-Geelong?
Yep.
Has to be, doesn't it?
It doesn't have to be. It's up to the AFL's discretion.
You can't have Richmond-Geelong at Simmons Stadium. Early 30,000 capacity there. Here you'll get 90,000. 2 teams in red-hot form. Ball towards the southern wing. Tigers have been wonderful. Saints finally got their opening goal of this quarter. McIntosh couldn't take the mark. Ellis links up. Tigers reload. Just complete confidence. Bloston's tackled well by Loney. Getting back there will be Hawley. Keeps it alive. This is better from St Kilda. Saints hunt the ball and get it with Jackie Stephen.
And his kick slews up the side of the boot, but it's going to land with Gresham, and he can go back and kick his third.
Well, that's probably the first time I reckon St Kilda have matched Richmond's intensity in and around the foot and are able to apply the pressure on this defence of Richmond and get the turnover, and that's what they've done. That's how they'll get their next 2 goals if he kicks this one.
Triple M C-Bus, super special comments from the Duck, award-winning super for the building and construction industry. The top 10 tacklers so far, only 1 is a St Kilda player.
He's kicked 5-11 from set shots.
Well, he's kicked 2 today, Duck. He's going okay, and from 50, he's kicked it nicely, just gets over the top. Goal to Gresham, his third. Saints get back-to-back goals, and it's back to 37 points. 58 plays, 21, 20 minutes gone. Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Pressure there from the Saints that created that goal. So, as we said before, we've seen some massive ebbs and flows in games of football this year. The Tigers have dominated the game, but the last 5 minutes they've upped the ante a bit. The Saints put more pressure on. Their small forwards have been really active, and they've kicked the last couple of goals.
Yeah, last 10 minutes, Rosie, time in the forward half. St Kilda tracking at 64%.
Yep.
It's a real intent thing when Jack Loney has the most tackles on the ground, but the next 9 players, Ash, are all Richmond players, and they've dominated possession.
Only 24 tackles to St Kilda.
37-point margin, back-to-back goals. Gresham's got St Kilda's only 3 goals. Tigers get it free. Graham on the charge. Riewoldt couldn't take the mark. That's Jack. Flicks a handball out towards Markov. Couldn't control it. Ross is there. Handball over the top to Weller. And he is buffeted over the line by Shane Edwards. Will have it tossed in. Left half forward flank. 9-4-58. 3-3-21. And that is Richmond's way on the National Crime Check scoreboard. 6:35 to play of the opening half.
He'll be disappointed there, Jack Riewoldt. You've got to gobble those up.
Boundary throw in, one of those ones that they probably should call back. It went 5 metres. Umpire needs to have a couple of Wheaties. Maybe a bit of honey, get some energy in, because that was terrible. Out of bounds on the full by Seb Ross. Richmond will get a free kick. And it looks like the actual wind's going with the umpire where he's throwing it from down there.
Oh, it's swirly.
So, short ball to Ellis. About 80 from home. He's got Grimes wide if he wants him. Doesn't go. Short ball. Lambert. Cemented his spot on this side now, Lambert. Right foot, touched off the boot. So it's a scraggy ball inside forward 50. Fisted away by the Saints. First one there is Loney. Flicks it up, but only as far as Ellis. He's tackled. Going in hard again was Loney, and the ball gets out of bounds. Same spot. We'll see how the umpire goes this time for the boundary throwing.
Shouldn't they do their weights, the boundary umpires?
Oh, they probably should. I don't understand, Roosie, how they can't throw it in.
Well, how about coming 5 metres from the boundary line? That's a better throw. Comes to Jackie Stephen. Handball's off to Savage. Around the corner, it'll be a bouncing ball. Rance with Grimes. Disciplined tap by Rance. Got it to Grimes. Delivers the ball to Vlosten. The gather off the half back. Incredible. And then he gets up and delivers a beautiful ball to Ellis. What's he at, Ash, for Bosch Tools?
15 touches.
Goes short and wide to Asprey. In front of the benches. So just a slow ball. The Saints have got a stack of numbers forward. Long ball. Looking down there for Martin. Couldn't take it. Grigg off hands and knees ground level. Got it out to Prestia, who's tackled as soon as he gets it. We'll have a ball up just outside 50 for the Tigers. They're 58. The Saints at 21. We played 22 minutes into this second term. Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
Opening bounce, West Coast Adelaide.
4:40 start. That's at Domain Stadium.
West Coast need to win by what?
25 points.
And they will push the Demons out of the top 8, Ash.
They certainly will. They'll be 8th on the ladder.
Yesterday to the Pies could be really, really disappointing for the D's. They hang on. They'll watch that one closely. We'll have it thrown up 55 from Richmond's goal. 5 unanswered goals to the Tigers before Gresham got consecutive goals. He's got 3 for the afternoon. Billings takes the chest mark in front of Ellis.
Wants to move it quickly into the middle of the ground. Is nice. Sinclair marks it. Juggled back towards Billings. Handball through the middle. Here go the Saints. Run and carry, but it's been turned over. Tigers will get this one back through Martin. Enormous pressure. Don't argue is good. The kick was even better to Edwards out in front of space. 50 metres from home. Handballs it off quickly. Another one to Rioli. This is brilliant football by the Tigers, and Rioli stuffs it.
He ran too far anyway.
Yeah, just run. So I thought he was going to bounce.
He ran a long way.
Yeah, I think he was caught.
He missed it anyway.
He was thinking to himself, gee, do I need to have a bounce here? And
would have been the player of the year.
It was the chase spot. It was a very good chase.
Tell you what, Weller in the middle of the ground, giving a player a handball with a player right up his backside.
Rioli having a good laugh on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
Yeah, scoreboard in control, so he can have a bit of a chuckle with his teammate Butler. Carlisle's got it. Jake off a step, just drops it down the line towards Bruce. Rance over the top like a volleyball spike. A good spoil, but the Saints get it free. Cheeky handball. Billings. Gresham runs into the Asprey tackle and lob it in.
Paid the advantage, so Hooley just shoved it on the boot. Cochin. Riewoldt left it for Cochin. Back to Rioli. Cochin 25 metres out across the body. No mistake of that one. Umpire paid a free kick. Advantage was paid. Cochin got the goal. His first. Richmond continue on 10-5-65. St Kilda 3-3-21. Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard.
That's the tackle of the year. Was that Asprey?
Was it Townsend? Who was it?
Asprey.
Was it Asprey?
On Gresham.
Unbelievable tackle. Just stopped him in his tracks. Gresham tried to step around him and he said, nah, not coming past me, young fella. Once again, another great goal from Richmond on the back of pressure around the ball, tackling. What's Cochin had there?
Yeah, Cochin 14 disposals and at 1 major.
This says a lot about mindset, doesn't it, Roosie, with the tackling pressure from the Tigers?
Yeah, no, it's been a terrific first half.
It has. They lead by 44 points, the Tigs. on their way to September. They will really start to get excited, the Tiger faithful, for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. Stephen from the bounce down, I'll throw up, pumps it inside 50. Rance has been held by Bruce. And Alex Rance was the general, but I just think he's been so well complemented by the development of Asprey and Grimes, Roosie.
Yeah, no, the back six have been fantastic.
And Hawley runs a long way, gives a handball off to Oleg Markov. Got a Mushtaka, feeds a handball through heavy traffic.
Have a look at Oleg go. Very, very quick. Castagna wasn't as quick and got holding the ball at half back. Free kick will go to the Saints. Ross will take it. Umpire calls it a play on, puts Nate Brown under enormous pressure. Ross just standing up with a couple of handballs quickly. Right foot ball down towards half forward. Bruce got it on the bounce. He was tackled by Broad, but good enough to get to Stephen. Right foot inside forward 50. Tigers got all the numbers back here. And Vlostone will clean it up.
Yep, he will. Gathers a casual bounce, delivers it over the top to Grigg.
Sean Grigg, 11 touches and 2 majors.
Just love watching teams, Roosie, that completely believe in the game plan. That's the way the Tigers are playing.
You can see it, can't you?
Yep.
Offense and defense.
Yep.
They all move. 18 all move at once when they win the ball, and 18 all move correctly when they don't win the ball. So it's great to see.
Automatic. They are there. They bought in. They believe, and they're doing some good things. Ball goes out of bounds. They lead by 44 points. The Tigers with 2.5 to go at the opening half.
So boundary throw in. Great southern stand side of the MCG. Tigers on fire. Grigg at ground level, been good. To Martin, who's been best on. Might have 50 at the end of the day. What's he had now, Ash?
22.
He's well on track for 50. Jack Stevens, short ball. Here's Dunstan. Probably been the Saints' best so far. Along with Gresham. Left foot ball inside forward 50 is wide. And it's too easy for Rance just to try and usher it near the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
And there's another example, Roosie. They have no hesitation in leaving their direct opponent to help out a one-on-one.
Yeah, how quickly Grimes got across there. Bruce got him behind Rance. Grimes came across and lent support.
It's been a great performance thus far. 10-5 to 3-3. They lead by 44. Ball is inside the Saints forward 50. Rance protects the ball. Bruce marks him closely. Tigers come in numbers again. We'll have it thrown up. So we have 2:03 to play of the opening half. They led by 18 at half time, and they have piled on 6 goals to 2 in this second quarter, Richmond. Free kick going the Saints' way.
Yeah, that was
Billy
Grigg.
Longer.
Sorry. Yeah, it was Grigg. That's the second ruckman there. That's probably one of the few weaknesses Richmond have, is that second ruckman. Grigg's been going in there at times. Pretty hard for him to compete against Billy Longer.
Geez, stiff. On the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
Well, I think if that's a taller man, that's not a free kick. So it's
so.
Unfair just because Grigg's smaller.
So Longer for his second goal with a stinker of a Mushtaka to the city end for their third of the term. Kicks it. Not convincingly, but Billy got it. 4-3-27, 10-5-66. 29 played, second quarter. Triple M National Crime Check scoreboard. Police checks faster than 100% online.
Yeah, looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen there, I'm not even sure what the free kick was paid for. It paid for a shepherd, was it?
That's what he paid it. He paid a shepherd, but one guy's 6'9", the other guy's 6'2", and Grigg just basically leant back as ruckmen do on the other ruckman, and Longer threw him out of the way and got a free kick. So yeah, it didn't look like a free kick. So
he is actually at this centre bounce, Grigg.
Yeah.
For McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy, Saints 3 of the last 4, and it's a 38-point margin, easily knocked down by Nankervis. Boundary throw, not a boundary throw, from the ball up, I mean. Billings from the centre wing. His kick is not great, and it's picked off by Oleg Markov in the middle of the ground. Handballs to Martin. His kick is smothered off the boot. Under pressure here, the Tigers. Good enough, though, to get it to Hawley. Now to Grigg. Left foot high ball. One-on-one. Riewoldt fisted away by his opponent. Came to Webster, and Robin will run it out, and he's going to be run down.
Pressure was good from behind. Graham trapped it. Gives the handball. Edwards fires one out to McIntosh. Works the boundary line. Left foot Chisler's good. Got Butler. And Butler can go back and line up for their 11th goal of the opening half.
Yeah, we'll mark that down to Rioli. Pressure again. He's chase. They get the turnover. Butler gets a shot at goal.
he's only had Riewoldt the 5 possessions, I think.
Yep.
He's had far bigger impact on the game than that, hasn't he?
No, he's very similar to his cousin in that aspect.
Famous footballing family. The Riewoldt name continues to live on and do amazing things. Got a high-riding haircut on top of the bonce. As Butler, 24 goals for the year, to the punt road end. On the siren. And the Tigers have got 11 goals and are marching towards an AFL final series. Half-time here at the Triple MCG, and Richmond in complete control. 11-5-71 to the Saints, 4-3-27. For McDonald, Triple M rocks footy.
Richmond St Kilda at the MCG, last round of action. Richmond looking for a top 4 berth. This is a Triple M half-time break for IJ Liquor. IJ Liquor, make sure you stock up at IJ Liquor this footy season. We've got the Dark, we've got Roosie in the house. Paul Ruse, second half. Can the Saints make anything of it, or are they just are Richmond playing too good that there's just no way back?
Oh, look, I think if Richmond keep playing like this, it's very hard for St Kilda to get back in. We have seen some big swings this year, so you don't want to write any team off the way the season's gone. But clearly the Tigers got a lot to play for. The game's been played very much in their game style, so it's been very hard for Saints to score. Even their scores they've got, Gresham's kicked 3 from long range shots, and it's been sort of hard work, hasn't it, for St Kilda? Whereas you look at the way Richmond are scoring, we remarked on it during the game. Their ability to get into their defensive position so quickly, and their ability to get into their offensive position. So they're a team that's very much in sync. They're a team that knows what they're doing. They're a team that's playing with a great deal of confidence. So, look, Saints' only hope is maybe you kick your first goal of the quarter. You get a little bit of, get a bit lively, get a bit of energy. But if Richmond kick the first one, centre bounces are enormously important. They were smashing them in centre bounces, Richmond, at one stage. So, look, they need to get off to a good start to the Saints to get back in this game.
Let's have a look towards next week. We're pretty confident that Richmond will win this, and they'll take on the Cats either here or down at Geelong. Adelaide will take on GWS over in Adelaide. How do you see those two games panning out as it stands?
Yeah, look, if you're Richmond, you're wrapped because you're coming here to play against Geelong, and that's a bit more palpable than going into state or even down to Skill Stadium. So the fact that they're going to come here if they win today is a big plus for them. Oh, that's a 50-50 game for me. There's no question about it. Richmond are playing really good football, as are Geelong, two informed teams. Adelaide, you'd think, would get over the Giants, but I don't know whether we've seen the best of the Giants this year.
That was disappointing last night.
Damien Barrett went this morning with Joel Selwood, likely to miss the first final, but probably back after that. Yeah,
exactly. Look, I wouldn't risk him given there's a double chance. We touched on it before the game, Brownie. I wouldn't risk him, but they do have a double chance, which is unlike the Bulldogs last year with Libba, so they had to take more of a risk. The Cats don't have to take the risk, so if another week makes a big difference, I think they'll wait on him.
There is one game going on which has just started over at the main stadium. Adelaide, for new map aerial imagery around the grounds, have called the first goal. They're 6, West Coast 0.
Rosie, you got a big day coming up later in November.
Yeah, you and I are involved. I didn't know it existed. The International Men's Day it is. And with such a big emphasis now on mental health, and football's led the way, and we've seen a lot of it with Fasola and Tommy Boyd coming out and guys like that. I didn't know that there was an International Women's Day, but there's actually an International Men's Day, and you and I are involved, Swatter.
Yep.
And it's on November 20. There's going to be a big conference, some good speakers. You and I will be chatting. Tammy's involved as well. So it's the International Men's Day event. Get on the website. It's going to be really, really important. It's something that you put your name to. It's a mental health issue, and it means a lot to you, Swatter.
Well, it does, because I think it's never been more important for people, men and women, to be able to communicate, especially when they're under stress, Rizzy. So I think we're both looking forward to a great day.
Yeah, internationalwomensnetwork.com is where you can get and go to the International Men's Day link. So it's a fantastic awareness, and it's going to be a big day as we get over time. It needs to become a day, one of those days where everyone goes to. November 20th. Stay tuned for
Absolutely. So what's that website again, Ruzi, if people want to get involved and come along on the day?
It's actually the internationalwomensnetwork.com, and then you go to the International Men's Day on that particular website.
All right, we're about to get underway. Third quarter here. And a 6-point lead early stage is in beautiful conditions over in WA. Adelaide lead 1 straight to West Coast, yet to score inside the first 4 minutes of that quarter there.
Let me tell you who's going to be watching that game closely.
I reckon there'll be the Demons.
Every Melbourne supporter around Australia will be currently watching that game.
So the third quarter is about to get underway and almost on cue, Ruzi. We had the sacrificial seagull and now they're in here. The flock. They've got underneath the wires and here's our resident seagull expert.
Well, it's our last Sunday game, so we might as well give the Seagulls a mention.
Well, they've come in to watch Nick Riewoldt duck, I reckon.
Yep.
It's his, they've followed his career.
Great to have
Hey,
Catherine Riewoldt in.
Look, they're swooping there in Curvis.
Yep.
Bob Jane teammates, Matty Thompson.
Jaron Geary done for the day. Confirmed concussion from the Saints. The sky has cleared, allowing for the Seagulls to get a clear landing.
It is weird, though, isn't it? That we didn't see him in the first half. Now, all of a sudden, they're in here.
It's not that strange.
And those Hawks up there, they're just playing with those.
Yep.
Dusty Martin's gone with a new hairstyle this week. It's the Mohawk. It's a fresh
Do
jib.
whatever you want, Brownie, when you're getting the ball like he is. For McDonald's, Triple M, rocks footy. And the Tigers get an early free kick. It'll go to Koch, and he's been pretty big in that opening half, Ash.
Yeah, 14 disposals, 1 major.
Wheels around, goes inside 50, Riewoldt, got it. He arced Nathan Brown around and took him away from the spalling zone. Protected the drop zone and takes an early mark.
And Townsend did a great job too, just shepherding Carlisle off too. Looked like Carlisle was going to get to it and go third up. Townsend just blocked him, a terrific effort there.
So Jack's got one, came in the second term when they piled on 7 goals to 3. On a positive though, Saints kicked 3 of the last 4. Riewoldt to the city end to extend it back out to a 50-point buffer. No, put it to the far side. It'll go through. No, it won't. It'll be marked on the line by Billy Longer.
He's about the only player that's been a little bit off today, Jack. Dropped an easy mark inside forward 50 in that second term, and that kick there just a little bit off.
Longer releases, but kicks it straight back to his opposing ruckman in Nan Curvis, who want to go back inside 50 now. He goes for a low ball. Rewolt's the target. Got hands on it. Dropped it. McIntosh couldn't take it with him. Off the ground towards the goal square, and a great mark down there taken by Carlisle. One-on-one, saved the day. Well done.
He's had a pretty good year, I reckon, Carlisle.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, he's been solid.
He started slow, Duck, but really worked his way into the season.
Just shaped up to hit Townsend. And the Tiger supporters didn't like it. Mark is taken by Nunes. Quickly around the grounds.
It's the Crows 1 straight 6, leading the Eagles yet to score early into the first quarter.
Disappointed with the fact the Kangaroos only get pick number 4 now, Ash, as opposed to what may have been, Ash.
No, definitely not, Swat. It's all about creating that winning culture.
I call bull dust on that. A mark is taken by Nick Riewoldt on the outer half-back flank, heads down the line to half-forward.
He looks for Membry, got under the footy. Umpire says no free kick, and the Tigers will reload through the middle of the ground. Got some space here. McIntosh switches it to the Coventry side. Grimes wants to go fast, but now has to go back over the mark. Jack Stephen pressures in to kick quickly. Wide ball to Butler, just near the boundary line. Butler short ball, finds Lambert, and he marks right on centre wing. Commentary side MCG, and he's kicking towards the city and played 2.5 minutes. Tigers 71, Saints 27.
I reckon it went about 8 metres, but it was paid a 15-metre mark. Ball to half forward. Longer got his hands on it. Steele flicks it over to Nunes, got a man out wide. It'll be Membry off half back, has a casual bounce. Chase from Rance was good. Drops it long down the line towards his teammate Sinclair. Got past a couple. And he flicks it over the top to Gresham, who's got 3.
He's got 3. Passes this one off to Bruce, who stands tall and takes the mark. Had to stop, prop, deliver. And the mark by Bruce was good. Well done by Gresham.
Just had to call. I check myself there, Ruzi. Alex Rance chasing Membry off half forward.
Yeah, Rancy had pushed himself up to full forward.
Josh Bruce in and out of the side, but his end of the year's been pretty good. He's shaping up to do the old left foot. Round the corner snap. Bruce yet to kick a goal today. Runs around left foot, brings it back. Well done. So 5th goal to the Saints in the first one of the second half. They're 5-3-33. Richmond 11-5-71. Triple M Beaumont tile scoreboard.
Yeah, better ball movement then by the Saints. They used the width of the ground there and really spread them out. So some good ball use, good kicking. And then eventually it was a bit of a mismatch. I think it was Bruce versus, was it Lambert? He took the mark on, so a little bit of a mismatch. And that often happens in football today, the way teams play more of a zone defence. But good running by Bruce as well to get used deep in the forward pocket.
Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments. The Zen Master and the King. Paul Roos, Wayne Carey, 38-point margin. Kick 4 of the last 5 in the game. Here the Saints. Matty Thompson.
Alex Rance has come straight to the bench and onto the phone to Damien Hardwick, and Alan Richardson coaching the final half of the season from the interchange bench.
So we have a secondary throw-up. Bruce gets his first. Saints get the first of the second half. And 4 of the last 5 goals Saints way. Tigers free kick. This guy's been a great pickup for them too this year, Duck. Nankervis.
Oh, he's been a ripper.
Drops it long. Whistle. Saints free kick.
He's had a very good year, Nankervis.
He has. He's been a terrific pickup for them.
He has. He'll go long. No. Changes his mind. Comes back the other way. Then goes back to where he's going. Nunes, long ball. Looks for Bruce. Wakes his way to the front of the pack. Can't take the mark. Sinclair at ground level. He was hands and knees. Got the ball out. Back to Sinclair. The run of it through Savage on centre wing. He's tackled, but still the Saints push the footy forward. Bruce went to ground. Didn't take the footy. Tigers players come in now. Pack around this one. Nankervis picks it up. Stands up. Tackled. And the umpire will call for a ball up on centre wing.
Round the grounds.
It's the Crows by 6 points over the Eagles, almost halfway into the first quarter.
Low scoring one, that one, Ash.
It is indeed. Eagles must win by 25 points thereabouts.
Martin. A lot of it. Caresses the ball. Broad. Chisels the ball. Not good. Chance for Nick Riewoldt. No, he was tackled well by Broad. The ageing legs just didn't have the speed. Here go the Tigs.
Cochin finds it out the meatball. Right foot short ball looking for, and it wasn't a great kick. It's going to be turned over. Riewoldt couldn't take it. The kick was too low. 4 Richmond players hunt at the one Saint, but the one Saint wins out. Handball up was nice to Carlisle. Short ball to Membry at half back. The Saints have got some numbers on.
Chipping ball over the top. Got a man out, Sinclair. He can run it. He'll need to run it. Give a handball to Billings. On the stretch, gathers it. Gives the handball back out to Lone. He can chip it over the top. They patiently get it to Aikens. Flicks the handball over to Nunes. This is better men forward. Plenty of them. Bruce has got it. Grimes did well. Surely a free kick. It was pulled to ground by Bruce.
Not paid, and Bruce got his kick away. Tackled by Hooley. Martin went in there in the back pocket. Needs to be strong. 1 don't argue. 2 don't argue. Now the handball comes out by Grimes. Was a bit errant, and it landed in the hands of Loney, who left foot shanking ball went through for 1 behind. Saints 34, Richmond 71.
I'm just watching Nick Riewoldt looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen there. I thought Broad, young Broad, is it? Yeah.
Yep.
Could have shown the champ a little bit of more respect there. Got in a scuffle, but then ran inside 50, was all by himself.
They had a 5v1 then, Duck.
Yeah,
blew
they
it.
butchered it.
Yeah,
Ball
absolutely
towards
blew
the
it.
outer wing. Carlisle almost took a good mark up against Townsend. They pile it on top. We'll have it thrown up quickly. Let's head to Domain Stadium for near-map aerial imagery.
It's all tied up, 1 straight 6 apiece between West Coast and Adelaide, halfway into the first.
It's got a bit of an alpaca look about him, Rui.
You didn't bring that up when Kath was in here, did you? Hey? You saved your good stuff on air, Duck. No doubt about the C-Bus Super Special comments today. So free kick will go to the Saints.
Bit of alpaca around. I didn't think I'd ever hear that joining Triple M.
So Stevens, long ball, inside forward 50. Bruce was the high flyer and he went way too early. Free kick will go to Bruce. I can't believe it. The block, as I see now, the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen, was the right decision.
Just having a look. Oh, no. That wasn't a... Broad's allowed to run at the footy like that. Didn't have his arms out. I think that was the wrong decision.
It was smart by Bruce to jump when he did, wasn't it? He almost created the contest and flew away from the...
Through the last 4 goals, the Saints. Bruce kicked the last one, the left foot snap. Now he's 40 out. Left foot, same side. Pushes it wide.
Real wide.
Really wide, out of bounds on the full.
Really wide.
Started well. I don't know what the inside 50s are, but they certainly look like they've controlled play this quarter.
Yeah, they're up 4-3, but time in the forward half, Roosy in this quarter, 56% of St
Big
Kilda.
Nanky Nankervis goes down the line towards Rance. Got a hand on it. Full of the ball. Jackie Stephen. Alex Rance mauls in with a strong ball and all tackle. And we'll have it thrown up left half forward flank broadcast side. Saints attack the punt road in. Kick 4 of the last 5. including the only goal in this term. Stephen had it, lost it. Steele flicks the handball out, tries to get it to Riewoldt. That's Nick. Bounces the ball inside 50, out of bounds. We'll have it tossed in. 45 around from the Saints' goal.
Difficulty when you get so far behind, though. There's no margin for error at all, is there? For every sort of 2 or 3 goals that you kick, the other team only really has to kick one.
That margin is 37. Game high was 50. Boundary throw in. Saints in attack. Akers trying to bullock his way through, not going anywhere, and the umpire elevated again.
Yeah, contested possession 16-7 in St Kilda's favour, so they've come out much better in the second half.
Umpire in baby blue quickly puts it up in the air. No one touched it. Steele slapped it towards the boundary line. Jack Stephen couldn't keep it in, and the umpire called for a ball in. Saints still in attack around the grounds. Near map aerial imagery.
It's the Eagles by 6 points over the Crows deep into the first quarter.
So they would have to win by about 4 to 5 goals today, wouldn't they, Ash?
Yeah, spot on, Swatter, to sneak into the 8.
And push the Demons out. Costly loss yesterday as Vlosten mops it up with a quick kick round the corner. Riewoldt, Jack flew, loose ball. Plenty of players around the pill. Townsend's there, tackled by Nick. Riewoldt's in close proximity. Ball gets flicked out to Nunes. Better from St Kilda in this quarter. More scoreboard pressure. Got men free and loose through the corridor. Webster,
left foot, high ball. What have they got down there? Not a lot. Tigers everywhere. And Brewer takes a good mark. Right foot, short ball. Almost chopped off by Steele. Went back in, tried to get it. Laid the tackle on Grigg. Now he's good enough to get it. Bruce, handball, just wild, went anywhere. Fortuitously landed in the hands of Membry. Backwards to Ross. Left foot inside forward 50. And a mark dropped down there by Vlosten. Ellis under pressure. Rance last line of defence. Right foot squeeze. It needs to be good. Longer come in. Fisted away. Saints swarming. Big tackle laid. Umpire calls for a ball up.
Get up.
They're just starting to apply really good pressure, the Saints. It's been a good start this quarter.
Strong tackle by Billy Longer. Throw up, 30 out from the Saints goal. Can they get another one? Vlosten. Now the Tigers under some heat. Repetitive entries inside 50. Bouncing ball. Brown goes with Riewoldt. Riewoldt got rid of his man. Flicks the handball into the path of Castagna. Trapped it. Got past Nunes. Got his wheels back. Got past. He's a lunging tackle in Brown.
Has a second bounce, Castagna. Crosses the 60. High ball. One-on-one in the goal square. And it's fisted over. Through for a rush behind. Rioli saying should have gone short. Yeah. Edwards is saying should have gone long. But a behind of the Tigers. 34 plays 72.
Took the bounces and yet didn't need to do that. Swatter had to make his decision earlier.
Saints building nicely. Gresham got a great kick from Bruce. Can run the outer wing. 2 bounces. Got 3 if he wants. Doesn't need the third. Can he kick his 4th goal? It'll be marked by Membry. Momentum definitely shifting with the Saints now. Membry to have a shot. Edge of the square for 2 in a row. And it'd be 5 of the last 6 goals.
That was almost a replica of what Richmond had to do at the other end, Swatter.
Yep.
Release the footy at the right time. Membry takes an easy mark.
So if they get this, what are they trailing by, Ash? 38 points?
Biggest lead was 50 points to the Tigers.
It would be a 32-point margin. Manageable. St Kilda, consecutive goals, and it's back to 32 points. Tigers, slow to get going in this quarter. 6-4-40, 11-6-72. Tiggs lead, Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Is that a good finish to the year, Membry? In his last 7 games, he's kicked 18 goals, 1.
Him and Bruce have, haven't they?
Hey,
Him and Bruce have both been good.
Yep.
They've got a potentially good forward line secured. If Paddy McCartan can get up over his concussion issues, they do have 3 pretty good forwards.
Well, the Saints have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals now, and it's back to 32 points. Hasn't been this low since Prestia kicked the goal in the 4-minute mark of the second term. Boundary, Bob Jane T-Marts.
And Daniel Rioli's just come off, showing no effects of that heavy hit he got to the ribs earlier.
McDonald's Triple M rocks footy back in the middle. Cochin's all wrapped up, holding the ball. Saints will get it. You heard the umpire say, holding the ball, you dragged it in, which he did. Jack Steele, tackling machine. Short ball to Nunes, lateral. Didn't really go anywhere. Nunes now, right foot ball. Membry's the man again. Over the back though, Rance fisted away. Saints players first one there. Free kick surely to Loney. He was held without the footy. Umpire paid it. So Loney deep in the pocket, 20 metres out, be a tight one.
Yeah, 7 of the 8 last inside 50. So dominant at the moment. The Saints have just got to capitalise on the scoreboard. Didn't need to tackle there.
McIntosh.
Yeah, McIntosh, really poor that.
Little dinky one. Should kick it. Tough. Right side for a left footer. Shaping up for the snap. Bruce kicked one in this style right from this spot not 6 minutes ago. Loney runs around. Doesn't make the distance. That's disgraceful.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. He's 30 metres out, wants to go the snapshot. That's what the modern day football player does, but perhaps a drop punt might have been the other option. Tigers through Broad, takes the mark, has a bounce, gets tackled. The umpire, a slow delayed decision. This is better from St Kilda. Another 1 or 2 goals, and the nerves and the doubts for the Tigers start to creep in. Ball inside 40, 50. Mark, is that Billy Longer? No, it's Akers. No, Stevens. I'll get it eventually.
There's 18 of them.
Crikey, I know. Process of elimination. The Tigers, goalless in this term. 15 minutes played. St Kilda lining up for their 3rd consecutive goal. It would be 4 in a row and 6 of the last 7. To the punt road end. Kobe Stevens on the runway from 45. Has he got it? No, to the near side of behind. 41-72. Tigers lead on the Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard. Get massive savings on DDA tools of the trade for a limited time, exclusive to Beaumont's.
So Bluffstone to kick it into the Coventry side. Goes long. Cotchin will be a man. Bruce comes from behind, and Cotchin, good set of hands, takes a very good mark.
Round the grounds, Ash.
Round the grounds, Eagles by 13 points over Adelaide deep into the first.
Works himself in a bit of a corner, Cotchin, and then just had to chip it up. But Grimes is good enough to get that ball and hook it forward down to half forward, and it bounces and it goes out of bounds. Let it throw in half forward for the Tigers. 72 plays 41. Saints doing all the attacking. Tigers by 31.
Break the numbers down here, Ash, this term only.
Yeah, St Kilda 19 more disposals, but low numbers for the prime movers for Richmond. Martin only 2 possessions, and Sean Grigg just the 1 stat.
Jack Steele's gone to Martin.
Yeah, he has.
Matty.
Kobe Stevens has just come off the ground. He's a little bit sore from that contact just before.
Ball goes out of bounds.
Any
Martin
club that plays Richmond in the finals, Schwatter, should tag Dustin Martin.
I would have thought so.
He's the one man that can do anything on this field, but if you shut him down, like they are right now, the engine room just starts to stop that.
Steals the man. What's he had, Ash, today?
Yeah, 25 touches.
Yep. What did he have in the opening half? 22, I think it was. 23. Jackie Stephen pumps the ball. Tigers collide. Loose ball. Saints player is down. Billings comes in.
Gresham.
It is Gresham. Tigers collide. No communication. That was there. That was their modus operandi. Now look at the Saints swarming pressure. They're into the game now, the Sainers. Good tackle, Billings and Stephen.
Just having a look at the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Rance got Gresham, then pushed him into Broad.
Round the grounds, Ash. Round the grounds, Ash.
Well, Eagles out to a 19-point lead over the Crows nearing quarter time.
Martin from the restart.
Oh.
McIntosh dropped it. Akers went back in. Ball on centre wing. Call for a ball up by the umpire.
McIntosh got out of the bed the wrong side, I reckon, this morning.
Oh, he's a hillbilly.
It's amazing when the
Looks
pressure gets
like
dialed
a
up.
hillbilly.
Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments.
Round.
We've got alpacas and Adelaide bed on the wrong side.
Ball up. Martin. Handball away. Markov got tackled. The Saints all of a sudden swarming and tackling. It goes out of bounds just in front of the boundary line.
Give us a live ladder, Ash, please.
Well, Eagles are currently inside the 8. They're 0.13% ahead of Melbourne with that 19-point lead.
Oh, dearie me. Melbourne supporters. They are praying that Adelaide get it done. And they sneak into the 8. Saints flick it around. Got to be quick, Mav. Well, that was Dunstan. Got it off the Steele. He's got the job on Dusty. Dusty 20 metres away from him. Steele again. Kick was partly smothered. Well done by Boston. Tigers. Big man Curvis takes the mark on the stretch.
Wants to move. Can't go. Have to go back over the mark. Left foot. Half forward style. Savage will fly. Edwards in from the side. Took a very good contested mark. Quickly gets it on to Martin. They're on the go here, the Tigers. He's got Riewoldt on. Handballs inside forward. 50 to him now. Riewoldt stands and delivers. Good kick to Broad. 40 metres out from goal. Well done from Gresham. Turned it over. And here go the Saints.
Yeah, beautiful kick on the lateral side. Got it to Dunstan. Gives a handle over to Weller. Got Bruce. Long. Will it get there? It'll sit up. Will it be weighted? It's a beautiful kick. He had to stick the mark, Bruce. And the ball landed where it needed to land. Bruce takes the mark. 30 out. Tight angle for 3 in the turn.
Well, Broad just had to take that mark because if you go to that part of the ground, Roosie, and it turns over, it gets up the other end very, very quick. And the Saints were able to transition and move the ball with some fluency.
So they lead by 31 at the moment. He kicks this. They're within just over 4 goals. Got out to as much as
50 points.
Bruce for his second in the turn. It's a big kick. It's on its way, and he's missed. So misses to Loney, to Bruce, a let off, the margin, and even 5 goals. Tigers way, Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Loney missed one, Bruce missed one, and Stephen missed one as well. Kobe Stevens.
Yeah, tackles in the first half total for St Kilda 29. In this quarter, 17 tackles in this quarter alone.
Down to the boundary, Bob Jane team, Marks.
Luke Dunstan's just come to the bench, grabbing his right hamstring. He's getting some work done on it right now.
So the Tigers got a free kick at half back to Butler. Savage went up too early, gave away the free, pushing the back.
If that ball didn't go out of bounds there, he should have been off there, Butler.
Butler. It's a bit like Brad Pitt, which is probably a good thing for him. Short ball to Vlostone. Vlostone, short ball towards centre wing, not a good one, got over the back. Nunes is the first one there. Right foot under pressure, as high as it is long. It went 15 metres up, only went 15 metres long to the Hillbilly in McIntosh, and takes the mark at half back.
Around the grounds.
Eagles by 19 points over Adelaide, nearing quarter time.
Probing kick from McIntosh. Riewoldt, Jack, good mark. Looks forward, got nothing. Greg drifting back, now gets around the back of Akers. Riewoldt will arc around and go from downtown. Oh, it's a big kick. Jack Riewoldt nails a bomb. A steadier for the Tigers. Their first in the third quarter. 12-6-78. 6-6-42. 21 gone. Third term, Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard. And Riewoldt has his second.
That's what we said before. What were they, two men? 50-something points behind, and they've dominated St Kilda, but all of a sudden the Tigers kick a goal and they're back out to 36 points. So very difficult to come from a long way back. That's an unbelievably good kick duck from Riewoldt.
Yeah, wound up, didn't he? Knew that he had the distance and made it easily. But yeah, you're right, Bruce. You almost have to play the perfect game when you get that far behind. You just can't allow that goal against the Tide like the Tigers just got there.
Get into McDonald's and try the Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creation range, available in the drive-through. Back in the middle, McDonald's, Triple M, rocks footy. Greg trying to force his way out with this one, does. Now Prestia, knocked away from him as he tried to kick. Alice went in, middle of the ground, free kick, cut one high. So, Brandon Alice, Tigers is settling. Short ball to the run from half-back of Vlostone, a handball now to Broad. Your right foot inside forward 50, looking for and not finding Riewoldt down there. Pooley was the first man on the scene, gave it to Edwards. Backwards handball to Townsend. Martin stepped through, tackled, stopped him. Saints will run off half-back.
Ball is towards half-forward for the Saints, no one back. Ransom mop up. Once we wrap this one up, we'll be sending you over to WA to hear all of the second half highlights. Adelaide West Coast free kick goes to Bruce. We've got 3:31 to go. Darting ball from Webster. Got Riewoldt. That's Nick. So his cousin did it a moment ago. Can the superstar who's done it before do it now when they need it?
They need it. They've missed 3 easy goals in this quarter. The margin probably should be about 20 points right now.
Yeah, Rance had a little bit of a... he turned back the clock to when he first started there, Rancy. A bit of an uncoordinated moment. Don't often see that from him, but he got himself tangled up and then just kicked it.
Yep, had a few unco moments in the early days.
So Nick Riewoldt, punt road in. Can he wind the clock back and do it again? You betcha! The Riewoldt boys are doing it at both ends of the ground. Nick Riewoldt gets his first for the afternoon. Saints have got 7, and they trail by 30 points on the Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Oh, you have to kick one in your last game, Brucey.
Yeah,
he'll be happy he hit the scoreboard. He's, to be honest, just watching him a little bit today, at times he's looked like he's not even present. I reckon a couple of times out there, Brucey's been a bit frustrated. He could have been used on a few occasions and they haven't been able to get the ball to him. He was by himself inside that 50 there for a fair while as well.
Quarter time, near map aerial imagery.
Yeah, it is, Brownie. We've got the Eagles leading the Crows by 18 points.
McDonald's Triple M rocks footy, back in the middle, longer. Prestia is in the way though. Handball to Martin, high and long. The land 20 out from goal, and the Saints through Carlisle. Good mark. Handball off to Webster. Riewoldt make a run from half forward, and the kick will go to him now by Webster. Gets it on the bounce, handballs it out, puts Steele under pressure, back to Riewoldt, mucking around with it. Now they go through longer.
Persistence pays off. Jackie Stephen wants to give the handball to Akers, can give it off if he wants, goes on his own, chips the ball, got a man free. Kobe Stevens gives it off to Billings to rip the house open. It's another Saints goal. They refuse to lie down. St Kilda lifting for the champion Nick Riewoldt. Back-to-back goals. They've kicked 4 in the term. 8-6-54 to 12-6-78. We've got a game on now, boys.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Had a couple of players on too, didn't he?
How many times have we seen it this year? Collingwood up 51 points against Adelaide.
Yep.
They get back for a draw. So, yeah, they're obviously playing so much better, but it's on the back of their pressure again. Some great tackling on the wing here. Quick ball movement on the back of that. And Jack Billings, he's a beautiful kick, isn't he?
Yeah,
but he just
beautiful
can't. His set shots stuck, he
on the
can't
run.
get right. Yeah.
Give us some numbers in this quarter. Break it down. Triple M Bosch Tool stats.
The Saints getting a lot more of the uncontested ball. That by plus 15, but Steele 9, Bruce 8, Newnes 7.
Bounce in the middle. Saints are coming. 4-goal margin. We've got 2 minutes to go in this third term. Ball up again in the middle. Still in the circle. Longer. Tap this one down, but straight to Cochin, who's got a little bit of space ahead of him and goes forward. One-on-one, gets out the back. Robertson needs to be really clean. Up against Jack Riewoldt, soccers it, chases it, and that will be a boundary throw-in.
Deliberate. Dan Butler.
No, deliberate.
Well, he kicked it off the ground towards the boundary. That would have been deliberate a couple of years ago.
So Butler will get the free kick. Duck just asserting his authority in the box here. So Butler tucks the mouth guard into the sock.
So you reckon he looks like Brad Pitt?
He's a good-looking young man, Duck.
Okay.
A lot better looking than you. Runs around, right foot, brings it back. Can't quite snap it as good as you, though, Duck. And it's 3 for 1 behind. 25-point margin on the Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard. Get massive savings on DTA's tools of the trade for a limited time, exclusive to Beaumont.
Just looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen, he is quite pretty.
Triple M C-Bus super special comments.
I don't know whether he wants to be pretty. More like handsome, like Paul in the back row there.
Carlisle takes the mark. Goes to Newnes. Thought about a handball. Just repeat that quarter-time score, Ash.
It's the Crows by 18 points. West Coast by 18 points. Eagles inside the 8 as we speak at the moment.
Saints hug the boundary line. Kobe Stevens tackle on Alice is good. Martin hasn't had as much of it in this third term. Got a handball to Broad. Later handball back to Hooley. High ball towards half forward. Here comes Jumpin' Jack. He's got it. Surely he had it. They looked good enough to pay the mark, and Jack's blowing a popper.
Quick ball by Nankervis out of the pack. Saints defending nicely here. Handball to Jack Steele. Under pressure still. Sebros standing start. Right foot ball to the wing. Broad stands tall and marks the ball on centre wing.
So we have a look at well, that's a mark from mine. Jack Riewoldt mark that wasn't paid. Ball goes to half forward. Saints will need to be good. Longer got a hand on it. He goes to ground. It's just inside forward 50. They tie it up with 32 seconds to play of the third term. And Billy Longer is sore. Saints trail by 25. 4 goals to 1 in this quarter.
Ball up, right on 50. Tigers in attack. 30 seconds before three-quarter time. Saints have owned this quarter. And here they go through half-back. Sinclair puts it out in front of the run of Savage. What's he got ahead of him? The bounce is good. Wants to go to Membry. Long ball towards half-forward. Membry will take it. He looks up. Bruce goes one way. Darts back the other. Membry has to get rid of it. He's taking a long time. Now goes. Right foot ball. Billings will fly from the back. Can't mark it. Rance comes in, saves the day. Three-quarter time at the MCG. The Saints owned that quarter, but they're still 25 points behind the Tigers. 12-7, 79 Richmond. St Kilda 8-6-54 for McDonald's Triple M. Rocks footy.
Three-quarter time here at the Triple MCG. Richmond lead by 25 points. 12-7, 79, 8-6-54. Saints kick 4 goals to 1 in that term. Let's go downstairs quickly. Check in with Matty Thompson, Bob Jane T-Marts. Matty.
Yeah, Damien Hardwick addressing his troops right now with a stern message after that third quarter performance. And for Nick Riewoldt, it is most likely his last three-quarter time huddle, and he too is front and centre.
Thanks, Matty. Good job for Bob Jane T-Marts. Best tyre price guaranteed. Two-man, the Bosch Tool numbers, please. Bosch Power Tools and Accessories.
Time in the forward half in that quarter was 61% to St Kilda. Dustin Martin, number one ranked player on the ground with 31 disposals and a goal.
Here's Roosie and Duck with their thoughts.
Pretty simple in that third term for the Saints. They had 29 tackles in the first half, and then in the third quarter alone they had 24. Yeah. So I know we talk about that a lot, and Richmond dropped off in that area. So, you know, I think they did a little bit, put the cue back in the rack a little bit, Schwatter. There's a little bit of preservation going on here with a couple of these Tigers, knowing what
strategy that one does.
What's around the corner. No, I agree.
Get through the next 30 minutes.
Yep.
And then start thinking about it.
I want to finish this quarter off really, really strong, get the week's break and hit that first final with some real confidence.
What's happening in WA, Ash, and give us a ladder update as well.
Sure, it's the Eagles by 17 points over the Crows. We're seeing Jeremy McGovern just going off the ground as we speak, but West Coast currently inside the 8. They are 0.02%. 0.02% ahead of Melbourne. Kennedy hasn't kicked any goals to date.
All right, final term about to get underway for McDonald's Chicken Clubhouse, for McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footy. Tigers to the punt road end. Here's the former Tiger champ.
Ground, hands and knees, ground level, couldn't get it out. Umpire comes in and calls for another ball up. Top four berth on the line here for the Tigers. The Saints playing for pride, 25 points behind Nick Riewoldt's potential last game as a Saint. High ball inside forward 50, down to that man Riewoldt. Umpire's picked out a free kick. And it's going to go to the Tigers. Grimes will take it.
Just chips the ball over the top. Ellis, what's he had?
Brendan Ellis, 22 touches.
Got Hawley waiting, half-back broadcast side. Northern. He now drops it long towards Townsend. Does he take the mark? No, he's tackled well by Carlisle, and then he puts a saddle on him and just gives him a drawing.
He answered it.
Yep.
That's a hard thing for the Tigers. Just Townsend playing as that second tall, and he's, what would he be, 6 foot if that. So makes it really hard when they're in slow play to kick it down the line because they've got no one other than Riewoldt to compete and mark it.
Carlisle gets up, pushes a few around. Cochin kicks it out of bounds on the full. Free kick will go to Seb Ross. What are his numbers, Ash?
Seb Ross, 23 disposals, but 42% by foot.
Yeah. It's been the Saints' issue today. So he's at half-back, looking in the middle of the ground. Now he just settles to go back down the line. Longer. Slaps it down. Martin's the first one there. McIntosh. Hard ball towards half forward. Gets over the back. Riewoldt be the first one there. He's heading on the boundary. Wants to put it out in front of Castagna. And it rolls too far and rolls out for one behind. First blood to the Tigers in the last quarter. They're 26 points ahead of the Saints, who are 54.
Around the grounds.
Still the Eagles by 17 points over the Crows. Early stages, second quarter.
Robertson goes along. Riewoldt, Nick, couldn't take the mark. Beautifully gathered down low by Cochin. Riewoldt, that's Jack. Here they go. Lambert on the charge through the middle was Martin. He couldn't take it cleanly. Handball in defence went behind him. He may get it again. He eludes it. Now the Saints get numbers back. Tigers have numbers there. Graham, Edwards, through traffic, scrubs the handball on the ground.
He does. Saints still under pressure. Robertson, handballs towards Dunes, who just slams on the left foot. Still inside 50 for the Tigers. Big clash down there. Sinclair went in hard. And now the ball just feeds its way out to Billings. Low ball left side. Not good. Lands in the arms of Grimes. 80 from home.
Yeah, chips the ball short. Graham, what's the kid at, Ash?
Graham for Bosch Tool stats, 11 disposals, 1 goal.
So the margin is 26 points Richmond's way. Right now, they have third spot sewn up and a qualifying final against the Cats in 2 weeks. And you'd think it would be here. And the kick is high, hangs in the air by Jimmy Webster, spiking it. Here's Dusty to line up the punt road end. Oh, Dustin Martin. He's bound for New Zealand today or tomorrow. Going to catch up with his dad to decide his future, but right here, right this moment, he is a Tiger champion, a Boonana, and the Tigers have a handy 32-point lead. Triple M, Exetel NBN scoreboard.
Oh, that's an incredible goal, that. Great pressure, multiple inside 50s from Richmond. Great forward pressure from their smalls, and then all of a sudden it comes back down to Dusty, and he gets it, one grab off the outside the boot, banana kick from about 40 metres out. And again, he's just had an outstanding game. 33 disposals and 2 goals.
It's as good as you get at the MCG. Dustin Martin from 40 out, banana on the run. And now the top 4 looks home. Back in the middle. Kicked out of mid-air down to half forward. Blostone with the first one there. He has one arm pinned, but not good enough just to drop the footy and get onto his boot. Nankervis shuffles the ball out to Castagna. Centre wing, Cochin. Left-hand handball to Martin. Best on ground again. Probably got the Brownlow wrapped up. Runs around. Robinson has a bounce. Right foot ball inside forward 50. He's a genius, Martin. He is an out-and-out genius. And the Tigers have the ball through Townsend, and he'll go from 35 out in a 45-degree angle. A cheer you can hear is for Dustin Martin coming off the ground. Tigers up on their feet. So Townsend kicked 3 today. He's kicked 4. He's kicked 6 last week.
Not sure he wants to leave that that 60,000.
Townsend's got 4 today, and the Tigers now will be top 4. 14-8-92. St Kilda 8-6-54. Triple M Exetel NBN scoreboard.
Well, Martin's had 7 inside 50s, 9 score involvements, and kicked 2 goals himself, as we know. But he's a brilliant player. It has to come into his thinking. It'd have to come into his thinking that he's got this massive army behind him at Richmond. I mean, it would for me.
Well,
playing in front of these crowds week in, week out. I mean, it's pretty special, isn't it?
Listen to the crowd as he came off the ground. I mean, he's turned the game back in their favour in this last quarter, first 5 minutes. Just going absolutely nuts, the Tiger Army.
They're the Hulks in the crowd.
Yep. Eric Banner. And just behind him, Molly Meldrum. A couple of Saints fanatics. Longer hacks the ball out wide.
Shocking read.
Cash, no cash here, Keithy. Ball is gathered by Weller. Got a handball off to Steele, who did a good job on Dusty Martin in that third turn. Stevens got a handball off to Billings, heads down the line to Nick Riewoldt, and it looks like he'll be bidding farewell to the game at the end of today.
Right foot ball inside 50. Bruce leads up. Good fist away. Getting back was Asprey. Did a good job and got it out of bounds.
Well, we saw a number of retirees on Friday night exit the game. A couple on the winners list and a couple not. Fortunately, you don't always get the fairy tale, Swatter.
No. Saints in attack, boundary throw in. Ball just sat up and Akers was able to take it, but his handball was errant and the Tigers win it out through Vlostone, who puts it out in front of Rance. The boundary line might beat him. The ball bounces up, so Rance picks it up in front of Membry. Membry comes in, slaps it away from him. Robertson gets pushed over the boundary line by Edwards and will have a throw in.
Not even the boundary line can beat Rancy.
Yeah. Oh, Duck, that is a C-Bus super special comment.
Round the grounds.
Goal to the Crows, so West Coast by 11 points over the Adelaide Crows. So the Eagles are outside of the 8 as we speak.
Oh,
Melbourne back in.
Stop it, Ash.
Oh, boy.
38-point lead. He's in stats heaven. It'll be a climactic finish. Tuman will have it covered. Carlisle takes the mark. Tumbles back, and that's Fitty against Townsend.
It's been good, Carlisle.
He has. What's his disposals for Bosch Tools, please, Ash?
14 disposals, but lock in 7 marks, 75% efficiency.
He's been a shining light today for the Saints, Carlisle, getting the boos from the Richmond fans. So he's on centre wing. Webster comes off the bench and wraps around the back. That's where he goes. Left foot inside forward. 50. Rance will come from the back and spoil. Fisted away. Sinclair ground level. Handball to Billings from 48. Short ball finds Membry. The umpire pays the mark. It was a very short ball. Went probably 8 metres.
That's the one part of our game. Those really dinky little kicks there. That, you're right, Brownie. That shouldn't be paid. I'd actually like to see the distance go out to 20 metres.
Membry. Kicked 1 goal today.
29-12 from set shots.
He's a good kick of the footy. A lot of ink. Imagine the off-season, you'll be getting down to the parlour and getting some more. 45 out, Membry slides it across and one behind. Saints 55, Tigers 92. Early stages, last quarter, Triple M Exetel NBN scoreboard.
Just Duck dominating the special comments in the final term. What's happening in WA that may be distracting Roosie, Chew?
It's the Eagles by 11 points over the Crows, but West Coast currently outside of the 8. Melbourne hanging on.
Akers takes the mark. You're with us, Roosie.
Actually, Charlie Cameron just ran down Lewis Jetta,
Wow.
which was amazing.
Didn't think you'd see that. Ball goes towards the top of the square. Asprey with the spoil. Stevens the give. Gresham for 5! Across the face of goal. 4A behind. Gresham for 4 it would have been, in fact. And it is a 56 to... Was that 57, Ash?
That's a 36-point lead to Richmond.
Thank you, Ash. 56-32. I was just asking if it was 56, Ash.
The crowd, you meant?
No. Scoreboard, Ash. God,
sorry.
where are you?
So, from the restart, Sinclair got the ball from ground level, centred it up to Riewoldt, dropped the mark, out of mid-air, hits the post. That came from Billings, through for one behind. The Saints started the day with 2 posters, and here's another one. Quick kick in from the Tigers.
Trying to get over where you went with that before, Ash.
Yeah, same as me.
Ball goes underneath the pack of players and will have it thrown up. So the Tigers
Sort of empty.
to take on the Cats. Martin's been huge again.
Gee, Roosie's quiet.
Yep.
No, I'm just watching this game with intent.
Ball is thrown up. Stephen can't control it. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll have it tossed in.
He's thinking about when he put players behind the ball in that grand final. He goes, Leo, you just need to go back behind the footy and win this for us.
Give us a live ladder update, Ash. The West Coast are currently outside of the 8 on percentage there. 0.33% behind Melbourne.
Martin with strength. Got a handball, which eventually found its way to Grigg. It's towards the broadcast wing. Good spoil by Webster. Prestia. What can he do? Chip the ball straight to Carlisle, who takes an easy mark.
In the boos, the crowd. It's booed by most clubs' supporters these days. Short ball to Stevens. Was that Stephen? There's 2 of them out there. One has an S, one doesn't. That's Kobe. So, a long ball towards half-back. Saints reload in the middle of the ground. Mav Weller, they're pretty quiet. And on this occasion, coughed it up. Going in hard was Townsend. Back into the middle now. Martin will get a free kick. And the umpire calls it back. And it's going to be a free kick going to Akers.
Lays a handball off to Webster. He's got a man riding shotgun off the right shoulder. That is Savage. Normally a long kick of the ball, but Rance was clobbered over the head by Bruce.
Just takes a really good angle as a defender. Really good angle. So he cut that angle down from the kick, made the kick hard, and got there first and caught one round the melon.
Near map aerial imagery around the grounds.
Yeah, goal to the Eagles, so they're up by 16 points over the Crows, but Melbourne is still inside the 8.
That's the voice of Ash Chua, Point Cook's finest. Ball restarted by Hawley, down a half forward. Mark taken by Townsend. How good this man been? 4 goals on the back of 6 last week. Inside forward 50. Castagna couldn't mark it. And going down there, claiming the mark as well. I'm not sure that was a mark, but he's paid it in the back pocket.
Chips it over the top. Tigers get numbers there. Still had 3 to beat. Townsend gets in the way of Cochin. And the Saints get it free. Carlisle goes to Loney. Got men on the 45. The kick is good. It sits up. Alice was good. Ball spills free. Billings, a handball around the back without really looking. The Tigers intercept.
Rioli, middle of the ground. Handball through to Alice. Middle of the MCG, short ball to Grigg, just outside 50, unload to the left. Sean Grigg goes all the way. Turnover by the Saints, punished by the Tigers. 98 plays 57, 41-point margin. Grigg's got 3.
They're exciting. The Tigers' army now full voice, but Grigg's had a fantastic game. 18-3, been terrific. And just a bad turnover. Billings, they had the ball going the other way, Saints. And Billings just threw one over the back shoulder with a handball and hit it straight to the Richmond player. Quick ball movement down the middle of the ground. A really good finish by Grigg.
Bob Jones, T-Marts, Matty.
You can feel on the Tigers bench just the energy lifting down here. They're getting a little bit excited. Jack Riewoldt running back onto the ground. He was through with that last goal.
Bob Jones, T-Marts, best tyre price guarantees. We watched the Sean Grigg goal from outside 50 on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. Spoiled dad with big brand fragrances. Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrances this Father's Day. Saints through Kobe Stevens. Driving ball. Rance collides with Vlosten. Running a real sort of wild beard on him.
Solid, isn't it?
It is. Real sort of hipster.
There's a point where the hipster beard becomes a bogan beard.
It's more of a wood chopper.
Yeah. It's more in the bogan category when it's a play like that. If Rance grew a beard, it's a hipster one. The ball's out of bounds, that's why we're talking rubbish.
Must have the fashion police in the box today.
So, forward. Billy Longer. Fisted it away. Gresham. He's got 3. Gresham. Nice work. Has got 4. He's been good today, Gresham. 4 goals to the young man. And the Saints get one back. 63 plays, 98. 14 and a half minutes gone in this last quarter. That's a Triple M Exetel NBN scoreboard. Visit exetel.com.au and pay much less for unlimited NBN broadband data.
Yeah, that's a PB for Gresham. Brownie. We like our PBs here.
It's
4 goals.
WA, Ash.
It's the Eagles by 14 points over the Crows deep into the second, but Adelaide currently having a set shot for goal, Swatter, and the kicker's on its way, and it looks pretty good. So the margin is only 8 points to West Coast, and that means that Melbourne is still inside the 8.
The McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footy, Macca's Chicken Clubhouse available in drive-thrus as part of the Gourmet Creation range. Saints player had it for a long time. It was Dunstan. They pump it towards half-forward Rance. He was big and strong and took a good grab. Delivers a bouncing ball to Cochin. Gave a handball. Graham. Hooley does the wrap, and here goes the run from Ellis.
Ellis, handball, missed Prestia though. Allowed Jack Stephen in to mop it up at half-back. 1-2. And from Jack Steele back to Stephen. Right football, diving Savage, under pressure now, got the ball out, did really well. Dunstan's come back from a hamstring, inside forward 50, but Broad attacked it full-chested and handballed to Martin, who volleyballed it back, wasn't great. Broad went back in, later tackle, so too did Martin, trying to get another stat. The umpire comes in, calls for a ball. Dustin Martin's numbers today, Ash.
35 disposals, but throw in 2 majors and 9 score involvements.
And 3 votes.
Is Prestia quick? He looked just there. He looked like he's labouring a little bit at the moment,
didn't he?
Yeah.
Triple M C-Bus super special comments. The King and Paul Roos. Wayne Carey and the Zen Master. High ball inside 50. Couple of Tigers almost collide. Vlosten head over the nut. Spins in the tackle. Broad's been good. Handball Hawley. Later back to Asprey. They flick it around. A succession of handballs comes to Graham.
And now Basher Hawley. Left-hand handball. Nankervis back to Graham. Run and carry by the Tigers. Good kick to Riewoldt on centre wing. Wants to move it. Castagna one-on-one. That's where he goes now. Can he get it over the back of Robertson? Does. Castagna under pressure. Robertson, good tackle. Gets him over the boundary line just outside 50. We'll have a throw in. 35-point margin, 98 plays, 63. Last quarter, 16 minutes gone, round the grounds, near map aerial imagery.
Still the Eagles by 8 points over the Crows, nearing half-time.
So a 35-point margin. Tigers won the Triple M Exetel NBN scoreboard. It may be more. It is more. It's another Tiger goal. Prestia snaps it around the corner.
Looked pretty quick then, Doug.
Yeah, he did. 16-8, 104, 99-69. Tigers lead Triple M Exetel NBN scoreboard. Visit exetel.com.au and pay much less for unlimited NBN broadband data.
Some players look a lot quicker when there's a goal online.
I reckon you might have been in that category too, Brownie. I think we all were, whenever you were inside 50 running towards goal. No, it just looked like he was labouring a little bit of a contest ago, about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
So around the grounds, Brownie, a goal to the Crows. So it's only the Eagles by 2 points over Adelaide, deep in the second quarter. Melbourne currently inside the 8.
Halfway through the last term for McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footy. Prestia kicked the last one, fumbled on that occasion, allows Dunstan in. Handball to Jack Stephen. Right foot sliding ball was not great and found Basher Hooley at half-back.
Is that a bit of the ball, Jew-Man, Basher?
He's racked up 23 disposals.
Solid crowd today, Ash.
69,104. So it's the second biggest home and away crowd between these two sides. Richmond averaging 54 to their home games, which is the most in the comp.
I reckon Duck's point before is a well-made one. Why would he leave money aside when he's got such an adoring supporter base right behind him as they march towards the finals? And Jack Riewoldt takes a diving mark, 48 out. Slide angle, punt road in.
You can see every time that down back they get it wide out of defence that St Kilda struggle to really defend it. Get it, spread them out and then bring the ball back through the middle of the ground.
Dusty's coming off again. As a spell, Jack Riewoldt on the runway. Got two, Jack. They lead by 41. Biggest lead of the game was 50. Punt road in. They'll go nuts. If he kicks it, it's a goal. It was a low ball. Saints have put the cue in the rack now. Riewoldt's got three. And they've set up a blockbuster qualifying final game against the Cats in 2 weeks. 17-8, 110. St Kilda 9-9, 69, 19 and a quarter play. Final term, Triple M Exetel NBN scoreboard.
That's his 50th goal for the season, Schwatter.
Been a good return.
Yeah. Well, they don't rely on him as much anymore, which is fantastic, and he does other things. He's had a reasonable year as Jack Riewoldt. Spare a thought for his cousin Nick at the other end, knowing that he's got about 8 minutes to play, Brownie.
What's happening in the Coleman, Ash, just quickly?
So in the Coleman middle, so Buddy Franklin currently leading the way with 69 majors. Josh Kennedy for Bosch Tools hasn't kicked a major, so he's 5 in front.
Ball's found its way to centre wing. Oleg Markov off towards McIntosh. Low worm burner. Butler, nice pick up. Bradley Pitt keeps running. Handball out in front of Lambert. Can't take it. Didn't want to go down low because I'm going to take the knees out of Weller. It's part of our game now. Weller's kick is not good. And it finds Markov short border Cochin.
Yep, takes the mark, the skipper. 55 from home. 47-point lead. 7:23 to play. Ball inside 50, and that is a good mark. Terrific set of hands from Lambert. Matty Thompson, Bob Jane T-Mart.
Just keeping an eye on Daniel Rioli. Of course, he copped that heavy hit to the ribs earlier in the game. It'll be interesting to see whether they do actually bring him back on here.
Good mark by Lambert on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Spoiled Dad with big fragrances at Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrances this Father's Day, as Cochin comes to the bench for a game-high 53-point lead. Lambert from 49. It is wide to the far side. In fact, that's out of bounds on the full. They lead by 47 quickly around the grounds.
It's the Eagles by 4 points over the Crows. 2:32 remaining before half-time.
Jake Carlisle's got the footy, back pocket. After the out of bounds on the full by Lambert. Carlisle short to Steele. Wasn't short, about 40-metre kick. Nice one by Carlisle. So Steele, there's a couple of runners going past him. Weller chooses not to use him and goes for a long ball towards Bruce on centre wing. High ball, but over the back. Asprey couldn't take it. He was the highest of them. Snapping ball to half forward. He's going to land in the arms of Gresham, who's been good. Handball to Weller. Weller goes for a run. Tackled as soon as he got it. Now he's turned it over to Hooley. Tigers through Markov. Handball to Lambert. Lambert right foot ball. Centering up. Not great. Robin marks it.
He does. Right on defensive 50. So he just waits and off a step goes towards Riewoldt. That's Nick on the outer wing. Gives a handball, and now the feeding handball will go to Dunstan. We want to give it over to Billings, but he's corralled by Dan Curvis. Drilling ball goes towards Bruce. It was a hot ball coming in, and the Tigers through Rance are happy to see it go out of bounds. So we'll have it tossed in, 45 around from St Kilda's goal. Nick Riewoldt has done it all. He's been a superstar over many, many years, and he will walk off the MCG 336 games after starting his career.
Boundary throw in. Edwards sharked it from the ruck contest. Handball backwards to Grigg. Tigers have some space here. The Hillbilly McIntosh with the first one there. Got some space. Right foot ball finds Townsend. Still on centre wing. But a fair amount of space. Umpire has paid a 50-metre penalty against Hughes. He pulled down McIntosh, and the recipient will be Townsend for number 5.
This is amazing, isn't it, Townsend? 6 goals last week and possibly 5 He's played on Carlisle. We've actually said how well Carlisle's gone, but Carlisle's going to have potentially 5 goals kicked against him today.
So Townsend, wondering why they hadn't been playing me earlier. I've just kicked 6. I'm about to go for 5 leading into the final series. In a long time though. Umpire tells him there's 15 gone. He still stands there with his hands on his hips. Now he bends down, picks up the footy. Takes a couple of deep breaths. Out to puff a bit, Duck. And I reckon he'll be pretty happy if he kicks this. Right foot bends it back. 5 for Townsend. Game high margin now. Can't quite get the maths. What's that, Ash?
Yeah, the maths reads for Bosch Tool Stats, 53 points to the Tigers.
And that's all on the Triple M XXL NBN scoreboard.
Is that a game high?
Yep.
Game high.
Game high. Yeah, no, that's a good return. He must be thinking this game's real easy. I tell you what, though, he's had good service.
Yeah, he has.
Very good service.
11 goals in 2 weeks, Townsend. I reckon he's booked a spot in their first final. It'll be against Geelong, around the grounds.
Oh, West Coast out to a 17-point lead, and they're
Back in, Ash.
In the
back in the
No, they're not. They're .04 out at the moment.
They are tormenting the Melbourne supporters and players and club. Free kick, advantage. Jackie Stephen drives the ball to Membry. The kick is good. He takes the chest mark. 45 out. 4:35 to play. And the Saints to line up for their 10th. Membry's numbers for Bosch Tools.
Membry, 12 disposals, 1 goal, 1.
Stay with me, Ash, around the grounds again.
Oh, it's a goal to the Eagles.
And where are they now on the ladder?
So they're up by 23 points. Live ladder reads they are back inside the 8.
Oh, it's unbelievable. The agony and the ecstasy. Yes, it's hard to say. It really is hard to say. Membry kicks the goal. 10-9-69. 18-8-1-16. 25 and a half gone. Final term. Triple M XXL NBN scoreboard.
Just having a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen there. The great Stewie Lowe there with the absolute superstar Robert Harvey, obviously waiting to have some sort of involvement in Nick Riewoldt's send-off.
There's only 4 minutes to go. 47-point margin. What are Riewoldt's numbers over the course of his career, Ash?
Yeah, what an unbelievable resume. 336 games. You can also throw in 6 BNFs, 5-time All-Australian and All-Australian captain in 2014.
And here he goes now, ground level, fell over though, gets the ball, left foot Riewoldt, high ball to the top of the square, 1-on-1 was Bruce, fisted away, well done Tigers, but here comes Billings, got the shark and snapped the goal. Saints running it out okay, Billings gets his second of the day, and it's back to 41 points.
And Melbourne back in the 8. Sorry, wrong game. 52-35. Two-man.
Well,
Melbourne's back in the 8. Live ladder. Give us a live ladder.
Just waiting for the old computer to update. Let's hit the button right now. They are back in the 8, the Demons. 0.06% in front of the Eagles.
We will take the second half of that game.
With Dennis Cometti, Lockie Reid. Big game of footy, so much at stake. Melbourne or West Coast. Who will make the final 8th place?
Gee, Billings has had a good year too. I know there's a lot of discussion around him as a player. Yeah, he's just taken a little bit longer than Josh Kelly to get into his career, but he's had 26 and kicked 2 goals. He's had a fantastic season.
They trail by 41. It's the final 3.5 minutes of an amazing career for Nick Riewoldt. Another player to bid the game farewell. Saints get it to half forward. Comes to Ellis. Flick the handle over to Dusty, who's had a lot of it. Spins out of trouble and then into trouble. And he's a raging bull, Ash.
Yeah, 36 disposals for Dustin Martin and 2 goals.
He was tackled well and put 3 votes beside his name.
3 votes again, Duck.
Yeah.
Half-time, Domain Stadium, Ash.
West Coast by 17 points over the Adelaide Crows. Currently outside of the 8, though, the Eagles.
Ball goes out of bounds again, another throw in. 90 around from the Saints. 73,000 here. 73,000. Oh no, that's Richmond's membership up on the screen. I tell you what, sometimes things just don't go your way.
At least it wasn't the raffle ticket numbers, Brownie. That's happened in this box before.
Ball up, 90 metres out. Well, when they flash up on the screen, big numbers, 73, 515, you think, oh, that's the crowd. It's not bad. I can understand that.
Free kick
go to grip it half back.
When it comes up in Richmond colours, though, Brownie, it might be something to do with the Tigers.
Oh, does it really? Right?
Well, I believe so. And they marked to Grigg.
Sean Grigg, Bosch Tools, 22 disposals, but 3 goals as well.
Yeah, he's been good. It's been a great pick-up, the former Blue.
Now, you can generally, just to quickly, you generally tell who the pet players are, the coach, right now, because they take them off the ground, and you've got Martin, Cochin, Curvis and Rand.
No theatre from the umpire, Duck. Nick Riewoldt took the mark, and the umpire said no.
Give it to your cousin.
Yep.
So Jack Riewoldt goes all the way back to Asprey in defensive 50. He's got a player wide. That's the, as Duck said, the bogan beard wearing.
I said woodchopper.
Woodchopper. Short ball finds Pooley. Now just chipping it around, standing up. Grigg's been very good today. So look at the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Curvis, Rance and Dustin Martin sitting on the bench. This is Brandon Ellis. Short ball finds Asprey. So they can do this for the next couple of minutes. Short ball finds the young man in Graham.
Left half back flank. 1:38 to go. Just repeat that halftime score. Eagles, Crows.
It's the Eagles by 17 points over the Adelaide Crows. West Coast currently outside of the 8.
Nick Riewoldt takes the mark because his cousin Jack saw him coming back.
Oh, he's got the barrel.
And stopped and looks around and says, Nick, you're taking the piss, aren't you? The barrel from the wing. The mark is taken by Asprey. He's having a bit of fun out there, Nick.
So what he wanted to take that mark.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what that pack was going to do, Swatter. He set himself for that mark. Did Nick Riewoldt.
So the Tigers work the ball to the back pocket on the other side of the ground, and Grimes. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go in the quarter of Nick Riewoldt's great career. High ball by Grimes to centre wing. High and fly was Castagna. Moves the ball quickly. Meat ball Prestia. Right foot ball. Riewoldt hangs in the air. Gets it over the back. Brandon Ellis has got the run of it now. Ellis looks up. Got Grigg short. Gets Grigg 40 metres out. Plays on for number 4. Finish it off. Sean Grigg does to the pocket. And the mark taken by Butler, who strolls in, kicks another goal. What a performance today by the Tigers. 122 to 75. Triple M Exetel NBN scoreboard. We're down to 20 seconds, Duck.
Yes. Once again, Brownie, look, the Saints players have just about checked out, just like we have, Brucey.
Really?
Brucey's still here.
I tell you that fairly and squarely puts the Tigers in the, dare I say it, the premiership picture.
Yeah.
You know, fairly and squarely finishing 3rd. They're playing some fantastic football. Their game style stacks up. So they have to now be in the conversation, don't
What's
they?
their win-loss record here at the MCG, Ash? And of the games they've lost, how much by?
I tell you, they've got a great record here at the MCG. The Tigers have won 9 out of 11 this year. Come back to that other
They
stat.
lost to Sydney after being 6 goals up.
And Fremantle as well.
So inside the final 10 seconds of the game. Gresham. Riewoldt wants it, and he turned his back.
Turn around, young
The
fella.
kid turned his back.
Oh,
Nick
no.
Riewoldt's career is finished. And he shakes the hand of Dylan Grimes as Gresham can go back and line up for his 5th.
Good game by Gresham.
Yep. He was the only forward inside that opening half.
Goal
Kicked
number
3 goals for 5 to end the game on its way, and it's in the book. Gresham kicks the final game, or goal of the game, 12-9-81. Richmond 19-8-122. A final margin, Ash, of
41 points.
Yep, so the Tigers to take on the Cats. And here's the famous yellow and black song.
Skin, if we're behind them, never mind, we'll fight and fight and we're from Tigerland. We never wake until the final siren's gone.
We might go downstairs. Dustin Martin is with Brad Saul, thanks to 7 Network.
So we're in the top 4. It's bloody exciting. Still got a way to go, but it's exciting. So the double chance is locked in. That must mean so much to you. Yeah, it's huge. The percentage goes up when you finish top 4. So yeah, we're looking forward to giving the red up cut. And what about the energy of this crowd? When a song, when you're running off, when your teammates are running on, it's electric. Yeah, it's pretty special. I can only imagine what it's going to be like in a couple of weeks. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Enjoy the break, mate. Thanks very much.
Yeah, he'll head to New Zealand very shortly to catch up with his dad, Shane Dustin Martin. What were his final numbers in a 41-point win, please, Ash?
36 disposals, 10 score involvements and 2 majors.
So the cousins come together, Jack with Nick. Jack will continue on this year. Nick's career has finished 366 games, was it, Ash, in the end?
336.
336, I should say. The most marks in the history of the game, both VFL and AFL history, 2,944 marks. And he's going to have a chat with Brad Saul very shortly. He'll be disappointed, but he can be very proud of an incredible career.
Yeah, it's an amazing sport to be a part of. Clearly there's some sadness at it being the end. But I know some Richmond people cheering, but it's still something pretty special to be a part of, and I'm just so fortunate to have been part of it for a long time.
And here's your cousin as well. Is there a nice bit of chemistry there late over here? You throw the ball back with a bit of a grin.
Yeah, I've just got a little push out free kick, but it's a real emotional moment for obviously the family and Roo to finish up here at the mighty MCG. Pretty fate. I mean, playing the last game against your cousin, mate, so it means a lot. I'm very super proud of him.
Just quickly, Sully, you're going to wake up tomorrow. You're no longer an AFL player. What do you reckon the first emotion will you?
Mate, I'm not too sure. It's one of those things where I think it just washes over you, and however you feel is how you feel. I did get a nice text message from Bob Murphy on Saturday morning telling me that the sun did come up after Friday night, so I appreciate that, Bob. But mate, it's just been an incredible journey. I'm so lucky to have been part of AFL football for as long as I have, and I'll still be around, but the ability to come out and to compete and play is something that I've relished, I've thrived. So it's going to be a tough itch to scratch, but I'm really grateful for everything that's occurred.
It's been 17 years. You arrived really as a kid. You're going to leave with 2 kids of your own. Has it gone quickly?
Oh, it's flown. It really has, and I guess as you get older, just that becomes exponential. The way it just flies by. But as I said, I've been fortunate to have done it for a really long time. A lot of guys don't get that opportunity, and the club's in great shape. Really, it means a lot to me to be a one-club player, a St Kilda player, and I'm excited by the future. I think a lot of guys into this stage and maybe have a bit of fear, but I'm excited about what lies in front.
He's been a mentor to you, he's a cousin to you, and I don't know whether there's too many players have been more admired. It's sort of nice to have someone that plays for so long and we get to see them. It's going to be sad not to have him playing for the Saints.
Yeah, it is, Hamish. Look, I've openly spoken about how fortunate I was to come to a great club in Richmond and have a great Tasmanian, Matthew Richardson, as a role model there. But outside the football club, you couldn't pick a better role model. The way he's captained a great football club to so close to being a 2-time premiership player, but super proud of him, super proud of his family. I know that everyone here would be excited. People have come from America to see his final game, and we just love him.
You look around, you see some familiar faces. It's going to be hard to leave for the last time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, clearly a lot of my past teammates are over there. It's those relationships that I think is what you really enjoy while you're in it, and you really miss when you're gone. And I'm fortunate to have developed so many great friendships over the journey, ones that will carry me for a lifetime. And walking off to my beautiful wife and kids and my family is, that makes the future exciting to think about.
Everyone that's watched you played has been in awe of how you've done it. Your old man said to me before, I can't do this anymore. 336 and 17 years is enough. On behalf of all of us at Seven, on behalf of the footy community, congratulations and enjoy the next part of the journey.
Yeah, well said, Haim. Not sure what Sully was doing wrong in the interview, but Haim's just wedged himself in there and completely taken over the bloody interview. But in saying all of that, a fitting farewell to a champion. We've got both teams lined up. We've got past players, past teammates, past greats. And Nick will walk off the MCG, a turf he has dominated for many years. A wonderful player, a superstar, a one-club player. And he's about to be cheered off by his cousin Jack and Josh Bruce. The football world stands in applause an outgoing legend.
Yeah, great for the Tigers fans too to stick around. It's fantastic. You know, universally loved player, universally respected, outstanding human being. What a career. Incredible retiring class this year. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolute superstar, isn't he?
He is. And importantly for the Tigers, boys, they've set up a blockbuster of a qualifying final against the Cats, and both teams, Duck, in real good form.
Yeah, absolutely. Tigers very good today. Had a little lapse. I think it was in the third quarter, was it, where Saints dominated? But other than that, they were very, very impressive.
It's going to be a cracking game, Swatter, isn't it? Geelong, we know now that's definitely on, that game. It's definitely on. So Geelong versus Richmond, we'd be, how many percent certain it's going to be here? Pretty well 99.9, wouldn't it be?
I would have thought so. Chu, you can give us the two qualifying finals. We know them now.
We certainly do. So it's Adelaide taking on GWS. That's at the Adelaide Oval. So first versus fourth, and the other one will be Richmond taking on Geelong.
Will that be Thursday night, you reckon?
The Adelaide game would have to be Thursday night. I think we all agree with that, don't we?
I think so, yeah.
Friday night here at the MCG.
Would have thought so. The Saturday game. Well, we'll have to wait and see what Gill wants to do with the fixturing, but we'll hear that. When do we normally hear that? Two-man, do we hear that
definitely
a little
tonight.
bit later on tonight?
Definitely.
Won't we?
Yep.
So a 41-point win in the end to Richmond, 19-8-1-22, defeating St Kilda 12-9-81. What's the score at Domain Stadium?
Yeah, so it's half-time, Swatter. So the Eagles 8-4-52, leading the Crows by 17 points, 5-5-35. West Coast currently outside of the 8.06% behind the Demons.
Oh, can you believe that? It'll be a big second half, which you'll hear all on Triple M footy here when we hand it over to Dennis Cometti and Lockie Reid and the team over there. When you're on your way home tonight, remember, drive safely, but pull into the nearest Macca's drive-thru because the Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creation range, available in drive-thru for McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footies. We see live vision of Nick Riewoldt with his two kids walking into the rooms. It'll be an emotional time as we wait for the Tigers to corral at the top of the race. Duck, you're a centre-half forward. You're highly regarded, arguably the greatest player of the modern era. Your thoughts on Nick Riewoldt?
Oh, he's an absolute champion. He's one of the best key forwards. I said to Richo and a couple of others a few weeks ago, we did a tribute for him, and I said if you're a young forward playing the game and you want to learn how to play that position, he would be the ideal person to look at. His ability to lose an opponent, his multiple leads, read the game unbelievably well. Courage is obviously one of his greatest strengths, and he was just a great player. The premierships just eluded him.
Yep.
But he's one of the greats. One of the hardest things the Hall of Fame selectors are going to have, Brown, is which four do they put in in 4 years' time, because there's probably this year there's probably 7 or 8 that could easily go straight in, whereas and I'm pretty sure he'll be one that goes straight in along with Luke Hodge, and then you can throw a blanket over the rest, but I'm pretty sure they'll be first in line.
All right, let's go down into the Tigers' rooms because Matty Thompson waits patiently as the players start to make their way past you, Matty.
Yeah, they're coming in and gathering right now. There's members of the board who have gathered to watch on as well. A few supporters. I wouldn't say the rooms are packed because there is still a lot of business ahead of the Tigers. Damien Hardwick is already in the coach's room preparing for his address to the players. Dustin Martin and Alex Rance standing alongside each other. The players in the circle now. Trent Cotchin right there next to Dusty as well. And here comes the famous Tigers song.
famous song, The Yellow and Black. They take on the Cats. It may not be the last time we hear that. Dustin Martin was outstanding. A 41-point win to the Tigers, 19-8, 122, defeating the Saints 12-9, 81. They take on the Cats. Adelaide will take on
GWS, Swatter.
All right, very good. Well done, Duck. Well done, Roosie. That's it for the Sunday team. Great
work.
to have you a
Yeah,
part of
fantastic.
what we do on a Sunday, Roosie. Thanks for your contribution. Chew, outstanding. Duck, well done. You've got a busy final series. Brownie, thanks very much for stepping in
Anytime,
and
Sean.
filling the void left by Howie. A 41-point win to the Tigers in the end. 19-8, 122, defeating the Saints. Saying goodbye to Nick Riewoldt, 12-9, 81. It's been a long day. And, of course, for McDonald's, Triple M Rocks Footy, here's Jeff Tyler with another M Sport update for the Master Builders Association of Victoria.
Thanks, fellas. Well, Essendon are set to play finals footy for the first time since 2014 after defeating Fremantle by 15 points at Etihad Stadium. Zach Merritt was the star with 31 touches. The Bombers 16-11, 107 to 14-8, 92.
We're going okay, I reckon. Yeah, we've obviously a couple of ins, and we've had a fair few injuries over the last month with a lot of changes to the side. So I'm really wrapped with the way everyone who's come in has played their role, and we've covered some key players out.
Enjoy Ozdesign Furniture's extended 20 to 50% off sale on all furniture and homewares. Ends tomorrow. Visit ozdesignfurniture.com.au for store locations or shop online.
Triple M footy gamecast, bit cloudy and 22 degrees at Subiaco for the second half of the Eagles and Crows next. Thanks to Master Builders. Make sure you choose a builder you can trust. To McDonald's, Triple M Rocks Footy.